sponsored a Commander deck review. That is right. The organization, boot.dev, which, if you are not familiar with their work, I've done a few ad spots for them in the past. They are a back-end development academy. They're a back-end development academy. They can teach you how to code if you are trying to make a switch up to your career path. And they have purchased a Commander deck review. At what point is there someone higher up in boot.dev that is just a really big fan of you? I'm going to say it's this point, actual milk. I'm going to say this is the point because they have sponsored both this stream and a dedicated deck review. And so we are getting a bonus stream, and because they are paying to get their deck roasted, they are effectively paying for a couple of you to get your deck roasted as well. So they're supposed to be here in stream. I'm about 15 minutes late. I don't know how quickly they'll jump in, but the way this is going to work is we're going to do the normal amount of vamp timing, like normal amount of vamping. If they're here, we're going to do them first. If they're not here, we're going to begin raffling, and we're just going to do them when they get here. But it's going to be the same format as usual. We're going to do the marble raffle, and if you win the marble raffle, put your deck up, dog. Put your deck straight up there. Cram it in my mouth, wild style. It is boot.dev again, yes. And boot.dev's deck is with the custom card they sent in. It is with Boots, the teamier bear commander that they have previously showed us. Aaron Nelson, Colin D, thank you for being here. Starry-eyed Nightwing, thank you for the 10 months at tier 1. Welcome back to the dog home. I'm spending a gratuitous amount of money on boxes and packs and such for Christmas. Wish me a Buster Sword in my Chocobo box. I wish you better decision making. And 3 Buster Swords. Hell yeah. Dude, I got a Christmas package from Ultra Pro. They sent me Ultra Pro branded chocolates. I don't know if I should eat these or try to sell them for $10,000. I don't know, like... I don't think they make these, right? This has to be an exclusive. Got you open twice, Boss 07. Thank you so much. You definitely don't. Per Twitch TOS, you definitely didn't do that, but I appreciate the sentiment. More Clean, thank you for the Prime sub for the 3rd month. Welcome back to the dog home. My finals are finally over. Huzzah. Now I can return to making silly ass decks. The true test. Abhorrent Ascendants, it's milk chocolate. Yeah. Yeah, it's milk chocolate. I have 1 Buster Sword, and it's in Joda. You have never let me down this much in your whole life, Wolf. In your whole life, you have never disappointed me as much as you have in this moment. It's at least a legendary, right? It's in there because it's like, ha ha ha, legendary spell, hee hee hoo hoo. Is that? No, not even. I love you more and less for that. I love you more and less for that, big dog. I also, so Z and I off stream started playing Horizon Zero Dawn, which I have never played before. And playing Horizon Zero Dawn, I now understand conservatism. Not MAGA republicanism. I now understand the like mid-aughts single issue voter gun rights conservatives. I don't empathize with them, but I can now wrap my brain around like, oh, like when I'm stabbing a mechanical horse in the ass, I'm like, oh, this is what you think you look like when you repost a WordPress blog to your Facebook saying that Mark Zuckerberg can't have your data. That's why you do it. Is you you think that you are a redheaded young adult woman standing up against the machine overlords every time you retweet George Bush. Huh? You may not listen. The world may not be ready for my truths, but I know I'm right. There's many thoughts that go through this head. You're seeing a relatively unrefined one. I think a lot of things where I'm like, I know this. I know this is true. It doesn't sound right, but I know it is. I know it is. Life of Shade, thank you for the 25 stream streak. I appreciate you coming to the dog park. Where are you going with this, LMAO? Nowhere. That's the whole thought. Is just I now understand that every time a 44-year-old conservative voted to restrict the rights of a gay person, they were envisioning themselves much the same way I envision myself when I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn and kill a mechanical T-Rex. It's the same vibe. It's the same vibe. I promise you. I promise you. I had a Borg mind meld with a conservative from 20 years ago, and I was like, ah, you think this is you. You don't think you're the bad guy. Alright, we also have to go live on TikTok as well. Uh-huh, fascinating. Listen, they hated Jesus because he told the truth. I don't think this is like a thought process I follow, but okay. I promise you, you will. I just have to refine it a little bit. I just have to refine it a little bit. But every single statement I have ever made that has made the internet go, holy shit, he's so right. How is he so right? These are those thoughts. And I just have to take them into the lab, and I gotta cook methamphetamine with them. Colin D, the way it is going to work is we are going to pull up a game on stream that is a marble race. There will be a command to enter the race when we do it, and if you win the race, you get your deck reviewed. The race is totally random. You do not control your marble. Boot.dev sponsored this stream. Horizon Zero Dawn to conservatism pipeline? No. I don't think Horizon Zero Dawn makes you conservative. I just think that I peeled back the veil into seeing, because we always satirize what conservatives think they look like. Like, I think that is well trod ground, especially with respect to internet arguments. Like, there's so many memes about what Republicans think they look like versus what they actually look like, and the same is done for liberals too, right? There's a million of these, and it is. I'm just saying, I have seen the truest one. I have peeled back the veil between worlds, and I have seen the actual truest expression of what a conservative thinks they look like as they vote against gay marriage. The pipeline is too small for Mald's forehead to fit, therefore he will never be Republican. They fit Charlie Kirk in there. They have room for my forehead. They fit that motherfucker in there. Drag Queen in Space, thank you for the 12 months at Prime. Welcome back to the dog home. How are the little void creatures of destruction cats doing? They're doing very, very good. They're now just beginning to become picky about their food. And Z and I don't have the willpower to fight back. Horizon is a very fun game. I'm enjoying it a lot. I do think it's like, it is a little bit repetitive, but it is so satisfying to stab a mechanical horse in the asshole that, like, hi Mauld. My friend said lotion is a scam, and that level of whiteness made me check if you were streaming today. Aegis, thank you for the 75-bit cheer, and how fucking dare you? Yeah, lotion's not a scam. No. Lotion is very important. What's your opinion on the Golgari elf leak from Lorwyn? Nameless player, I'm going to issue a meaningless semantic correction. You don't need to feel bad. This is just for my own internals because I am a content creator and it does matter for me. I believe what you are referencing is not a leak. I believe you are referencing High Perfect Morcant. What's up, Lenny the Eel? I love you, buddy. High Perfect Morcant, who is a spoiler. A leak is something that WotC did not officially tell us about. A spoiler is something WotC did. I don't discuss leaks. I do discuss spoilers. I do discuss spoilers all the time. So this card, I looked at it yesterday for the podcast. Fuck this card, man. Number one, hilarious that they've gone full Marvel Rivals on the art style. Like, look at even previous, like, oh, this elf is sexy. Even previous, like, all right, elf mommy, clearly elf mommy. Hold on. Corporate wants you to find the difference between this picture and this picture, man. Oh, we can't see. Hold on. God damn it. I'm in the wrong scene. Hold on. No. Corporate needs you to find the difference between this picture and this picture. They've gone full Marvel Rivals on this shit, you guys. Full Marvel Rivals. No holds barred. They know what they're doing and they know it's gonna work. That elf made elk less gay. I just, like, this is crazy to me as a design decision. I'm gonna laser beam ads into you. 1 second. 3-minute ad break. I think they're allowed to be sexy. I just think this one's, like, crazy sexual. This one's crazy sexual. There's another from the artist online, and the legs are even thicker. God, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Top comment on the artist Reddit thread was asking how specific the art direction was for the feet, and they said very. Oh my god, we can't be saved. Burn the fucking world down. Do you like this design direction? It makes my job very easy. It makes my job obscenely easy. Will there be a lore reason for this? Will there be a lore reason for her to be thick as fuck? Yeah, she was taking a petamin for 20 years during the Great Elf Wars. God damn it, why does she gotta be a transphobe? I'm gonna tell you something crazy about 2D works of art. You can headcanon whatever you want. Now, just to dig into the drama, unfortunately, it's outright canon. No, I'm saying that doesn't matter. Like, Troper, I need you to understand that I live in a world. In Attack on Titan, Eren won. Literally. I don't know what anime you watched. Eren gained the powers of the founding Titan, blew the whole world up, lived happily ever after with Mikasa. That's what happened. That's quite the world to live in. It's great. It's an amazing world I get to live in. What other... No, he didn't die, Jace's cat. He didn't die. And then, like, what's another one? I think when I was younger, I refused to believe that I still don't like this one. I still don't live in a world where the canon ending of Aragon is how it actually went down, because again, that shit is just fucking stupid. And like, I understand that Chris Paolini did not feel confident in his ability to write a sex scene, particularly between a multi-hundred-year-old elf and a teenager. I do not begrudge him that. But like, they'd send letters, man. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we will circle back very quickly. But they would send letters. I live in a world where L didn't die 2/3 of the way through Death Note. Dude, I live in a world where all of season 1 in Death Note happened, and then Light gets hit by a fucking car, and that's how he loses. Elk said regarding the transphobia, I took an informal poll of all trans women. They're in my Discord, and they said they'd still hit. There you go. There you go. Light accidentally writes his name at the top. I live in a world where they didn't go in the sewers in Stephen King's It. That is a pretty good world to live in. That's a pretty good world to live in. Also, Smugs TV, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. Yeah, every single trans woman in the world is in Elk's Discord. All right. Sexiness aside, this card's fucked up and evil. This card is completely evil. I don't know why they were like, yeah, remember Lathril? What if we made it worse if you didn't remove her? They genuinely sat down and they were like, yeah, Lathril's not really good enough anymore. Lathril's not quite good enough anymore. I fuck with the blight mechanic so hard. I could almost fuck with the blight mechanic. I cannot handle on any elf enters. I cannot handle blight on fucking token elves come in. Blight seems like a fun mechanic. You guys gotta stop. You're not thinking about it. You have not considered the implications. You haven't thought about the smell. Because this becomes the most like, I mean, the elves have access to anthrax now. I get that, right? I get that, right? Um, but this really just says if you are playing a lower creature density deck, get fucked, you don't play anymore. If you're in like bracket 2, I think basically let me refine this opinion. I think this card is basically unplayable in bracket 2 just off of vibes. Like if you let this deck showcase its game plan, everybody else's, it's not bracket 4 jail. I just think it's bracket 3 jail. Like this is a very if I only have one creature on board, I basically can't let this resolve. If I have 2 creatures on board, I can let it resolve and then I have to deal with it really quickly. If I'm a token player, go off queen. Let me sniff those hooves. But if I'm any type of strategy, if I'm any type of strategy that has less than, I think probably like 15 creatures, this is what you can take home and check on. If your deck has fewer than 15 creatures in it, this card probably fucks you in a very unfun way. That's my opinion. Not that that's too strong. Not that that's ban worthy in any way. Who out here looking for a hoof job? That's ban worthy. But just like, cannot immediate diarrhea in the hot tub in casual, in my opinion. Because like I've played This is reminding me of a game I played against my friend's Henzi deck, where the slant of their Henzi deck was on like turn 3 or something, on a relatively early turn. They hold on, there we go. On a relatively early turn, they resolved like Grave Pact, which we know is not a broken card. It's interactable. Oh, you get a choice. And at the end of that game, we were like, Michael, please do not play this deck on casual nights ever again. That was quite possibly the worst time that we have ever had. And I realized putting a -1/-1 counter on your stuff is not as devastating as having to sacrifice it. But I do think it's like very much the same type of feel. Or it's like if you did Squall. Where's this guy? Like if you played this guy and you just looped a Cursed Marauder, and everybody was like, ah, yeah, well, you got me. That's what it is. And I think that's something that is like killed in bracket 2 instantly. And what makes me upset about that, because that would not be a big deal. We even have a codified system of rules for when something is not okay in bracket 2. They are never gonna game changer this motherfucker. Because they're gonna go into that fucking meeting and Josh Lee Kwai is gonna be like, not as good as Rhystic Study, and they're gonna be like, fuck, oh, you got us. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's not as good. It's not as good as Rhystic Study. And I think everybody who elves look cute are just gonna go and ruin like, you know, 4 or 5 casual games with it. It's still a turn twoable card in a not insane hand, which is insane. I think you would need a pretty insane hand. Because I would classify a hand that is not insane for green is I play ramp on turn 1. I think if you're playing Soul Ring turn 1, or if you're playing what you need like Eladamri's Vineyard, you need something on turn 1 that makes you 2 mana, or you need a ritual in hand. I think that's a pretty crazy open. It's got black. That's, again, rituals, which I think is a pretty crazy open. Like, if you... The most fair way you could ever play high perfect Morcant is to go, all right, turn 1 forest, turn 2 swamp, dark ritual, play high perfect. Then I will remove your commander once and you will concede. That's great. Please do that. Please fucking do that. I am deeply unworried about somebody ritualing out high perfect Morcant. Here's what I think the deeply annoying play pattern is going to be for her. Is you're going to go turn 1 Llanowar Elves. Great. Turn 2 Cultivate. Maybe Gwenna. But mostly, like, I play a 3 mana ramp spell on turn 2. That's pretty lucky, but it's not earth-shattering. On turn 3, I have 5 mana. So on turn 3, I play High Perfect Morcant, and if I'm lucky, if I'm God's favorite child, I either have protection or I have another elf to play. So turn 3, I get a -1/-1 on each of you shits. And then turn 4, turn 5, and this is why I'm saying devastating in bracket 2, like turn 4, turn 5, well before we expect the game to get out of control in bracket 2, I'm just dumping elves on you. I'm hitting you with that crazy Razzmatazz, or I'm tapping the 3 elves I already control to dome you down. And everybody in chat is talking about like crazier things you can do. The craziest thing you can do with this card is not the point. The point, or at least the way I'm assessing how shitty does a card feel to play, is how bad does it feel when you play it normal style? How bad does it feel when you do just the totally like dead ass average thing, stone cold okay? And I think it smells pretty fucking bad. I think it smells the level of like bad, but we get it for bracket 3, and like so bad that I am walking away from the table in bracket 2. Bracket 4, she's probably just too weak. Like bracket 4 doing creature control is likely just not good enough, or you would go to like Selval. Like somebody will try. Somebody will try, because you can try anything at bracket 4. Feels like Tergrid on a spiritual level. That's a really good comparison. I don't think it is as bad as Tergrid, but I do think it will end up in the same zip code. I think people are underestimating how deeply, deeply annoying this card is. I'm a green player, and I don't understand why people are so hyped for this card. The opponent gets to choose the creature the counters go on. Elves can already proliferate much easier, and the best thing you can do with her is infect board control. I think people are really, really underrating Blight because the opponent gets to choose. And this is definitely my personal bias because I tend to not play deeply wide boards. If you are a go wide token player, yeah, this card does not affect you, period. If I go through my mental Rolodex of like commander games I played and how close would turn 3 Morkant be to a board wipe, it's pretty fucking close. It's pretty fucking close in 70% of my commander games. Like, people are not everybody is a green player who's running around with like 3 5/5s on turn 3. I mean, Braids is pretty much that. Deeply untrue. Well, actually, here, let's make the comparison to Braids. Are you talking about Cabal Minion or Arisen Nightmare? Because Cabal Minion smells like shit. If you're talking about Arisen Nightmare, if you're talking about this one, then it's like, yeah, accurate comparison, and also everybody fucking hates this card. Which is what I'm saying this is going to end up at. Because it's the if you don't get a foothold in the game and you're playing, this is removal spam in the command zone. This turns, like, the point of High Perfect Morkant is I'm going to turn my elf spam deck into a low-key removal spam deck. If that doesn't work, either because people have the removal to fire down my commander immediately and multiple times, or it doesn't work because I play against 3 token decks, then yeah, like, who cares? But there's many decks where they're going to be like, okay, I've played 1 utility creature. I've played maybe 1 utility creature and my commander. It's a slow burn. I don't think Morkant is guaranteed to insta-board wipe the second they untap. Well, yeah, it turns out if you... it turns out if we take the goalposts and run to Alaska, Yeah, we're no longer there. I think she will end up being much more valuable as a I think she will end up being much more valuable as a removal piece in a different elf deck. Like, I think if this is sitting in your command zone, it doesn't actually provide you very much advantage. It just provides you, like, a stinky pillow to hold over people's faces. No, Alec. Oh, thank you for the 35 streams, Alec. Appreciate you coming to the dog park. What do we think of Carol Attentive First Year? Because I'm not building around it, but it's going in the 99 of my Kit Kanto deck day one. Tap to untap creatures you control, copy target triggered ability, activate only once each turn. This will do, there's something to do with this. It does not, it does not excite me, but for people like Veggie Wagon, I'm sure he is just straight busting. I'm sure he is just straight busting about this. Go-Go, but worse than Mr. Fantastic. So let's talk about people saying wrong and untrue things. Let's talk about why you're a liar real quick, because boot.dev is not here yet. Wow, our Durkazor, thank you for the 20 gifted tier 1 subs. That is incredibly generous. Thank you so much. So Mr. Fantastic, spend one of each pip, copy target triggered ability you control twice. I'm just gonna say, I know this is a hot take in the world of Josh Lee Kwai being like, Chromatic Lantern is totally outdated. You don't even have to try to fix your mana anymore. He's lying. It is not perfunctory to create a mana base and then tap the mana that you need to activate Mr. Fantastic's ability. I think Mr. Fantastic is going to be a better commander overall just because it has card draw in the command zone and the Boros guy doesn't, and he has access to more cards. But there is a very meaningful advantage to having mana-less ability copying over a relatively onerous pip over a relatively onerous pip requirement to do your copying twice. Which I do think will make some difference. I think the fact that this guy is only in Boros as compared to this guy being in 4 colors will make this the better commander overall. But I think this being only once each turn, probably not that bad. There's probably some pie in the sky world you can live in with like Drum Bellower. And you'd be like, there's some, triggered ability every single turn. But since both of them are only hitting triggered abilities and not activated abilities, like a lot of the cool go-go shit, is activated, quite frankly. There's some really neat triggered ones, but a lot of the cool ones are activated. So he'll be fine. I think he will do... What I think will happen with this guy is I think a lot of people will brew a deck with him, play it twice, and then be like, yeah, that's not actually that cool. And then he will go in the 99 of other stuff. Some people are mentioning Edgar, where he can copy, I think, the Eminence trigger. Sure, yeah. Or just go into any Boros decks where people have a lot of triggered abilities, and he'll just be like one of your favorite dirtle pieces to pull in the 99. Does he even... I don't think he even goes in Jolly Balloon, man. Because this is an activated ability. Can he copy Jetmir's ability? I don't think so, because I believe Jetmir is a static ability. Yeah, this is a static ability. These are not triggered abilities. Oh, you could put him in lightning, yeah. That's even like not particularly powerful because you want your creatures swinging with lightning, but this is a triggered ability. You could copy with this. What spoilers have you already seen? All of them, because we talked about them on the podcast yesterday. Couldn't he copy extra combat stuff too? I think the only extra combat thing that I know of that he can copy is Moraug. Because I think... Oh no, Karlach too. Does Karlach... I think Karlach works. So there's some, yeah. But I really... Can you talk about the Sentry and its combo with Camball Profiteering Mayor? I think Sentry's cute as fuck. I think that Camball combo... I think that's a high price to pay for running a fucking Camball deck. So if you've not seen Sentry... He's a 4-mana big guy who, if he is in your command zone, you are basically reduced to playing Voltron with Flicker Protection. Flying Vigilance Indestructible. On ETB, you give an opponent an indestructible 5/5 with flying, and it has to attack every turn. It's not goaded, so it can't attack you, but obviously you have an indestructible 5/5 with Vigilance, and so attacking you doesn't get any damage through. I think what Arya is speaking to is if Camball's in your command zone and you play Sentry, you get 2 5/5s. Very cute. Extremely adorable. Extremely cute and sweet. You get 1 due to legend rule? No. No. I really want the hybrid mana change to happen to help open up deck building. I've spoken about this at length. I have multiple videos about it. I think from the outset, it is, and I'm not going to argue with any of you motherfuckers about it, it is internally inconsistent with the idea of why color identity should matter that we have not had the hybrid rules change from the beginning. It is wrong and dumb. That said, because of what they are doing with the hybrid mana design space in Lorwyn, I don't think the rules should change. I think the rules should have been different from day one, but because they were not different, it looks like, going forward, they intend to print an incredible number of cards that would either be confusing or would be color pie breaks. And so I don't think the rules should change now. But I think the way they defined it originally was dumb and hypocritical. Well, Goblin Woods, there are color identities for a reason, And if we actually gave a shit about color identity, hybrid cards would have been ruled as ors instead of and from the very beginning. What the people who, and again, talked about this in videos for like, I don't know, 5 hours at this point. If you think the hybrid rules should stay as they are, you care more about color scheme than color identity. And that's fine. We are playing a casual game in which the aesthetic appeal of the cards matter a lot. Do you feel the same way about a card, for example, that's white on one side and red on the back side? Absolutely not, because that's a different thing. That's a different thing that was designed in a different way. But you can't cast the backside. I don't think we should be doing that. I think if a card goes in your commander deck, you should be able to cast all modes of it and activate any abilities on it. I think the moment you go like, oh yeah, you can run this card, you just can't use the parts that don't work, that's where we've jumped the shark. The whataboutism of the debate is what makes it so annoying. I mean, the debate, this is the debate. The entirety of the debate is enfranchised players who have played for a very long time, and in their Gruul deck, I don't know why you'd be playing Cold-Eyed Selkie and Gruul deck, but let's pretend you are. They don't want to see a blue border in their Gruul deck. Whatever they say that is more complicated than that is cap. It's complete cap. That is 99.999 repeating percent of why this is such a big debate or why we've been able to argue about it for so long is it is a bunch of people trying to come up with logical sounding discourse for why they do not want to see a blue border in their Gruul deck. We're not arguing it again. It just came up because of Boros hybrid card we were looking at. That's petty? That's most of life. Many of us. I'm petty. Do we see my short about the World Championships thing? I'm a petty bitch. I'm not saying I'm better than you. I'm just saying I understand. I have seen through the looking glass, and I know how you feel, and I empathize with you, and I'm going to be a little rude to you now. Sorry, Nightwing, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. My buddy Jacob, who bought the Ancient Bronze Dragon for my Definitely a Bestow deck, is getting me the Secret Lair Revel and Riches for my Kellogg deck. I'm happy. We should all have a Jacob. That is incredibly kind. And then Isaac West, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home. Eric Baum, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. Been playing my teledeck since my roast. I'm now sold on clone spells. Favorite copies have included Galazeth, Prismari, and a Mana Doubler. I'm so happy to hear that. And then Lobo13, I'm so sorry I missed your 200-bit cheer. If they do change the way hybrid mana works, picture this with Reese the Redeemed. I heard every opponent of mine likes not having a field. This is back on Morkant, and yeah, that would be pretty fucked up. I do stand by Morkant is going to be much better as the sexiest member of your 99 than as your commander. Question, what are your must-includes for a Tom Bombadil deck? A different deck. Let's move on. Is there a command to see the deck roast rules? Yes, it is roast. I don't see boot.dev. I've been looking for them on... the various chat sites. I'm an idiot. Dale, thank you for the $2 super chat. By the way, boss, any quick advice for a fun bracket for Ishin? I would say the most important thing you can do for Bracket 4 Ishin, for you to enjoy it, and for the table to not politely ask that you never play it again, is think a lot about your politicking. Think a lot about your politicking, because the way I would probably try to angle that is play stuff that will kill one player, and then you try to navigate the mood of the pod to be like, well, I mean, does Isaac, like, kind of deserve to die? But I'm just having a discussion about it right now. I'm not saying I'm gonna kill Isaac or nothing. I'm just saying, like, he played Mana Vault. So my quick advice would be, I would not advocate for building an Ishin deck that aims to kill everybody at once. I would advocate for building an Ishin deck that aims to kill one player at a time pretty convincingly, and then work on your target selection. Lulu, thank you for the 5 Real super chat. First, comparing the new Elf Mommy to Turgid because of counters, and then rediscussing hybrid mana. Is the stream about today rage baiting, Mauled? A little bit. I'm biding my time. I'm doing my thing. Every stream is rage bait. What do you mean? Absolutely. Absolutely it is. We all need a little bit of rage bait as a treat. We are still streaming Sunday, and we are still doing the normal deck roast tomorrow, and deck roasts go on sale tomorrow. What breaks are you talking about in Lorwyn Eclipse? What the fuck was I talking about? So this is one that I think is more confused. This is one of the ones that I accept as more confusing than an actual break for Commander, but let's talk about the new elementals. So this one, even if we change the hybrid rules, this would still work just fine in Commander because we have full pips on the card, right? And full pips still control color identity. But this is the type of thing where I can see a slippery slope argument to them being like, okay, well, we can allow this, and then we can, like, allow this, and then if you have treasures, Mono Blue's hand ripping you. Even if the new incarnations didn't have full pips, they'd still be in Pi. That's crazy rage bait. Target opponent reveals their hand, you choose a non-land card from it, they discard that card. Being in mono blue is extreme rage bait. I don't think Treasures is what aboutism. I think Treasures is like along the lines of that slippery slope argument. Because treasures are a very real thing, and artifacts that can tap for mana of any color, lands that can tap for mana of any color. Like, there's a lot of very clear ways that you could get around this if you put in the effort to find mana fixing and filtering, you earned it. Do you see that how that's a totally different argument than whether or not that's in Pi? That is a fundamentally different thing than Beseech the Queen in your white deck running Urborg. That is a fundamentally different thing, and you fucking know it. Stop rage baiting. I don't see the slope. This is just like the Deathrite Shaman thing. Full pips always count, no stops. I think the slope is... I have seen many people advocate for the position of, yeah, we should allow hybrid mana, and we should make the color identity rule so flexible that you can play cards outside of your identity. You just can't use the things you can't cast. Nikki, thank you for the 5-stream streak. Appreciate you coming to the dog park today. Would it be either or with the individual mana pips in the text like that? With the individual mana pips, this would be both. Even if the hybrid mana was to change, which I doubt it will, but even if it was to change, this would still be a blue-black card. It would not be a blue card or a black card. But I think this design is very cool. I would like to see more of this. I think WotC was grasping at straws for infamy because of the rebound they needed for Spider-Man. Got to get the people talking about something else. That's actually the best theory I've seen so far. They were like, in case of emergency, ask people about hybrid mana, make them angry, get them to shut up about Spider-Man. I like that one. That tinfoil hat sits on my head very well. Watch WotC fumble the bag hard on this and make a set with monocolor cards to get printed in 2 different colors. I'm calling it for mid-2026. That would be hilarious. I would love that. I would love that. How much Covetous Urge is mono blue? From Graveyard, I can see this because we've seen similar things with, like, Reenact the Crime. We've seen similar things with Diluvian Primordial. This is a little bit more flexible than those because Diluvian Primordial cares about, like, instant and sorcery. Reenact the Crime cares about put in there this turn. But this is not, like, outside the ballpark. Do you think we will ever have a hybrid mana that is 3 colors? I really hope not. I really, really hope not. Oh, Spellbreaker, my bad. Oh, we've been talking. You've missed the first hour of stream, Goat. Maul, how did you feel about the racist elf that got revealed? Yogg combo 2.0, really funny. I dislike it. It's the type of thing where I'm not gonna go, oh, this is broken. Oh, yeah. Let me round up the thoughts this way, because I've obviously said some very exaggeratory and rage baity things about this card. If you sit down with this card in your command zone, I'm not going to assume that your deck is super high power. I'm actually probably going to assume that your deck is lower power. And I'm also going to assume that I'm going to have a bad time in this game. And that is like the perfect non-bow of I do not want to play against this. Like, I doubt you will be able to keep up with the table if we're in like a really high power game. And if we're in a bracket 3 game, God forbid a bracket 2 game, and I see this, I'm going to be like, oh, this game is probably going to be on the more frustrating end of the spectrum, and I would probably just not play. Like, I think I would rather, I think the bar for me of like personal enjoyment is, would I rather work on a video? And I think this commander is definitely, I would rather work on a video than I would play a commander game against this commander. Not even on a like, oh, you're a bitch for liking -1/-1 counters. I hate you because you love elves. It would just be like, this is This is probably going to be a not very fun time for me. Because I play the type of decks that this just like cooks in half. Skill issue, whatever. I don't like playing go wide decks very much. And go wide decks get to not care about her. If you're a deck with like 2 important creatures on board, my decks are so good I can play against any commander with no qualms. That has literally nothing to do about it. Like, that's just, all right, you're going on timeout for the day. We're rage baiting too hard. The last thing I'm going to say about it is there is an extremely distinct difference between I'm going to have a bad time because I'm going to lose, and the process of winning is deeply frustrating, even though it's still possible. What do you think of people who overestimate their deck's bracket level and then get salty or defensive? I think that's a pretty normal human reaction. I wish the best for those people. I think if they get like openly rude, you know, if they accuse you of, oh well, you lied about your deck. I didn't overestimate how good my deck was. You lied about how casual or how bracket 3 your deck was. Then it's like, we gotta meditate. We gotta go for more walks. We gotta do push-ups or something. Oh, are you okay, baby? I just hear ow, 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 ow. Random question, is Urza in the 99 of a bracket 3 non-combo deck too much? No. I think that everybody will always go, here's what you have to separate. Obviously, for many of us, I think many of us playing Magic are not aggressively social creatures. I am not. Most of the people I know personally who play Magic are not. Magic is one of the ways we socialize. And I think it's very normal when you are dealing with people you don't know well or people you have just met to take any type of like aggressive reaction as a condemnation. And some people are shitty, but I think what you need to be ready for, Leviathan, is if we're playing bracket 3 and you play non-combo Urza, I'm hitting you with this. Somebody kill him! It's not too much. It's not too much, but I gotta do what I gotta do, and what I gotta do is lie. What I have to do in a given commander game is misrepresent your board state in order to win the game. Right? I'm doing commander for political theater. The moment you play a card verging on good, I am accusing you of 18 different felonies. The very minute. And then if that doesn't work, I'm busting out the tactical glaze, as Kashmira has brought up. If that does not work, if you play Urza, and I go, oh my god, it's Henry Kissinger, somebody stop him! And nobody wants to spend removal, right, I'm going to look at your board, I'm going to count your artifacts, and I'm going to be like, damn! You're going to untap with 21 mana? That's amazing! You can activate Urza's ability how many times? Wow! That's what I'm hitting you with. That doesn't mean it's too much, though. And I think a lot of people... Chat, somebody clip this so I can play it back when he tries to misrepresent my board. Everybody say hi to my girlfriend. I've never misrepresented your board one time. Thankfully, you slammed turn 2 Ristic Studies, so I do not have to misrepresent anything, darling. I don't have to misrepresent a goddamn thing from my girlfriend. My girlfriend will play heinous bullshit openly. Shut up. Leviathan Deep, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse. Hey, what's up, John Zahn? I am doing okay. So I am not raw dogging life with no caffeine. I have just dramatically changed my caffeine intake. We will go back to MS Paint. And then I still don't see Boot.dev. So after this coffee bit, we're gonna go to the first raffle and we're gonna do some free deck roasts. We'll do the part they sponsored without doing their deck yet. We'll say this bar is like milligrams of coffee that I'm having per day. I would say I used to be like here. Like most days I was having, hold on. Most days I was having less than 200, some days over 200, probably averaging about 200 milligrams of caffeine a day. Now I'm doing like 50, and then twice a week I am allowing myself to have a full cup of coffee. That's too high. It's not even that high. And a full cup of coffee isn't even quite 100 milligrams. That's just what I'm going to simplify it as. And so most days my caffeine intake is now being limited to, I am having like a can of Coke or like a Dr. Pepper, or I am having green tea. How many Monster Energies is that? Right, that's a decent question. It depends on the size of the can you get, obviously. Most monsters, I think, sit at like 120 or 140. Oh, 150 according to Deathlock. So my standard was like a white monster, and then I might have an additional thing. Like I might have a white monster and then a cup of coffee. I might have a white monster and then some tea. But I would almost always have a white monster and then something else. White monster or equivalent. There was one brand of literally the hardest thing to give up was not coffee. It's this shit. Oh, Welch's Grape Ghost. Holy shit. This is ambrosia. Alright, this is divine ambrosia. Yeah, Welch's, like Welch's fruit snacks and fruit juices. I fucking love these. Really, I like every Ghost flavor. I was actually going to... What separates it from grape juice? The 200 milligrams of caffeine. The 200 milligrams of caffeine. Can I balance my daily triple shot of espresso from the one expensive thing I own by having a gin and tonic nightcap? No, you can balance it by donating... What could I get from you? 200 bits. Then your heart would not hurt as much. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna stand by that. And I'm gonna be real, guys. It's still, I'm only like a week removed from changing my caffeine intake. I feel better. I hate to say it. I feel better. My life is improving, having cut down on caffeine. Did you all, hold on, let's look at this for a second. Who enjoyed this video? Who enjoyed this stupid fucking goblin video? Aegis Athene, thank you for the 200-bit cheer. Worth a shot, Widow's Everest. I appreciate you so much. So many memes, I did incredibly. That never gets filmed if I am still having caffeine. I did see your comment about Perforos, Alec, man. I was trying to evoke that feeling. That was what the Sriracha bit was. I watched 2 seconds, then died of cringe. Hateful. But that's what I got to improve. I think that's most people, actually, Smokey. Because if we look at the... And everybody was like, oh my god. Or a lot of the people who commented were like, oh, this is so funny. I really want to see more of these. And it is an instant flop. Nope. Nope. Go fuck yourself. Nope. Go fuck yourself. And so I talked about this in the Discord, but this is the type of video that splitting the channels has given me more knowledge about. Well, Smokey, you stand tall. You're the one right person in the stream. Like, I'm not taking it personally. I'm out here trying to be a funny guy. Most of trying to be funny is being a little bit cringe. Watching 2 seconds and then dying of cringe is the average reaction. That is the overall reaction to this video. Is I watched 2 seconds and then I was like, this is fucking dumb. So I'm going to try them again, and I'm going to try... I think here's the mistake that I made. If there are any aspiring content creators in chat, I'm going to drop free game for you. The mistake I made is that the video was too obviously comedic without having one of my best jokes instantly. This is like fundamental shit, but I guarantee you when you're trying to be clever on the internet, you always forget this. The way I think these videos have to go is they have to appear serious, and then when you reveal that you are doing a bit, you have to make them laugh right then. Like, what fucked this video up was the opening joke. I mean, Darebrain, you're wrong. This is my Mona Lisa. The opening joke... Well, Tony, it is also actually a little bit different from having to hook them in relatively quickly. It is... When I did that, that's me trying to be funny. And it was not funny enough. I think what I should have done is... I think I could have played this straight for like 8 seconds and then done something funny, and I should have done a better joke. Yeah, it's meant to be muted. We're not meant to be playing it right now. It's not actually important what the joke is. The important thing is that in an attempt to hook people, I did a joke immediately, but I did a weak joke immediately. It felt a bit like the bit ended before it really started. That I cannot fix because this was already too long. This was already too long. Like, I think the way this video... I think that what would have done better for this video is if I said unfunny things that were true about Goblin players, and then at like 8 seconds, I did the Lloyd show him how much blood is in your body bit. I think that was one of the funnier jokes. That was actually the joke. That was the line that I thought of in bed and was like, oh, I need to film this. And so when I try it for the next Kindred, that is what I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try being serious for like the first 5 to 6 seconds, and then I'm gonna take what the fuck is the best line. I'm saying that at 6 seconds in. Krenko was the problem was another. Those were the two. I think those were the two that I had pre-written. Everything else I ad-libbed. But Lloyd, come show him how much blood you have in your body. And oh my god, they shot Krenko. What a lucky guess. Those were the two lines I thought of like right when I woke up, and I was like, oh, I'm filming that today. and then the rest of it was all just me filling space. And so I think um the tactical error was I needed to have one of those two jokes be the first. I'm reading YouTube chat, Spencer. Don't be like that. We just dragged Smokey for not enjoying the video. I'm coming for y'all. Okay? I'm coming for y'all. Darabrand, I agree with that. I think my execution on this video is like 6 out of 10 across the board. It's something I have to get better at, and I'm a little bit out of practice because all I've been doing is commander roast for the last like month or something. Kashmira, I'd rather just do like I'm probably just gonna do a different creature type. Quite frankly, if I ever refilmed this, I would do version 2. I would do version 2, but later on. I think that, you know, I can try like elves, I can try birds, I can try merfolk. I told Z about this. You guys don't actually get to know what it is. I am going to clickbait you guys. I thought of quite possibly the funniest joke for merfolk, and I can't say it. I don't think as a comedian I have the tact to navigate I think I think somebody could do this joke. But I think it would have to be a better comedian than I currently am. As a non-content creator, would making it just the 2 pre-written jokes as a 10 out of 10 30-second short versus 5 out of 10 1 minutes not be as beneficial? I'm not sure. I think there is something to be said for I'm not sure, genuinely. I've thought about this a lot, but if you it's kind of like pacing in movies. Or actually, no, I am sure that I shouldn't just do that. I'm going to once again invoke the name of the man who is just kicking everybody's dick in half on this platform. And that is Zach the Bold. His videos do not just go joke, 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 joke. His videos will have a couple incredibly well executed moments, but there is like build up and there is space fill and there is. So no, I do not, even if it's meant to be primarily comedic, I don't think just being like, here are 2, I think here's how that works. Fuck, what's this guy's name? Okay, one of you will know who I'm talking about. Zach is taking film tropes and is refilming movie scenes grafted onto D&D and Magic, and he's doing it extremely well. But anyway, so what you're talking about, Ben, the way that would work, there's a different content creator, I can't remember his name. He black guy, typically wears a little beanie, has little like circular glasses on, does a lot of like funny or out of pocket sentences where he cuts himself off halfway through the last word. Does anybody know who the fuck I'm talking about? There's also another guy who he has like a fucked up, this is a white guy, he has like a mullet, a curly mullet, and he's got like a fucked up lip, and he also, it's not iffy. You dumb mother. Sorry, you're not dumb. It's not iffy. Burn Scars guy, I don't think he does, I haven't seen him do Pokemon in real life. Spencer, I have seen Grimgrin. He's not a Magic creator. He's just a general comedic content creator. He's like a variety guy. Let me look up Mighty Keith and see if this is who I'm talking about. No, it's not this guy. I don't think it's Micah. Hold on. I know. Oh wait, hold on. I remember Mullet Guy. Mullet Guy's name is coming to me. Eelfield. This is gonna be horrible. Yeah, fucking this guy. So if I wanted to do, I think if I get a like 10 out of 10 joke, I have to deliver it like this, where it is like 10 seconds. I just do the joke with fucking nothing surrounding it, post. And I think if it's anything more than that, it benefits from having, it's definitely not Fred on TV. I can probably scroll my feed. Mullet Guy says, dude that compensates hair surface area with a hair height. I've been called the Da Vinci twins. It does not hurt me. Listen, you can be reductionist and it's okay. This is Mullet Guy. Affectionately, but that 100% is Mullet Guy. Oh, another thing I could probably find. I don't know if I could do something like this, but another one is Gage, who does like performative 40-year-old suburban dad rants. Swamp Thing, thank you for the 30 stream streak. I appreciate you coming to the dog park. Where is this motherfucker, dude? I'm ruining my feed as I scroll past everybody trying to find this one guy who I don't think I'm following. Oh, I think another good example for skit, another good example for skit timing would be Simon Mayer. He is probably, this guy is probably more analogous to what I'm doing than Zach the Bold, because again, Zach the Bold is doing very like short movie-esque things. And this guy is doing more like there's gonna be some dialogue joke. Jingle more keys, I'm bored here, sorry. I want to post my AI song about Liliana as a strip club meme to TikTok. 1, don't do that. 2, stop making AI songs. 3, drop and give me 20. What the fuck? Absolutely not. It's not that mill guy. It's not a magic creator. What if you just put Subway Surfers next to your next video? I am gonna be my clip guy starts in God damn it, there's ants in this room. Son of a oh, this guy's very funny. This guy's extremely funny. My clip guy is gonna be starting in January. Oh, the divorced dad TCG openings. Yeah, those are fine. There's a lot of stuff where starting what? Editing clips for me. Okay, we need to laser beam more ads, and then I'm opening marbles on stream. I don't know where boot.dev is. I don't know where boot.dev is. We're just gonna give the people what they want. I swear. Let me check the chat with my agents, because I swear to God they told me boot.dev will be in chat to defend themselves bodily. So yeah, there's stuff like that where let me. Okay, I have 3 more minutes before I actually have to do what I told everybody the stream was going to be about. No, Meow Mix. Boot.dev has purchased a deck roast for today, and so we are doing a free roast giveaway stream as part of that. And they're supposed to, somebody from boot.dev is going to be in chat. And last time we did something like this for them, they were here at the beginning, and so I'm just anxiously awaiting to see them pop up in chat. Right, anywho. This is gonna sound conceited. I want to open with, I have opted into this. It is very cool. It is dope that this is my job. It is, however, hilarious how similar to regular adult life it is, in the sense of like all of these like this Goofy video that I enjoyed making, I have just not enough time to do shit like this, because instead I need to be doing the sponsored stream bits. I need to be selling more deck roasts. I need to be doing commander roasts, because goddamn did I like this one. I think it has some issues. I don't think it's perfect, but goddamn did I enjoy filming this one. And I looked at the analytics and I was like, that's awesome. I don't get to film another one of these for a month. Let's fucking go. I don't get to film another one of these for a goddamn month. Beautiful. It doesn't have to be sorry. It's my fault, right? I am the time waster. If I was better organized and I was getting through streams effectively, and I was getting commander roasts done more quickly, then I would have more time to experiment with stupid shit. It's just the, like, I think that's it's the ebb and flow of all life, right? Like, I think it's really easy to get stuck in a point where it feels like all you can do is tread water, and that's just the point I feel stuck at currently. And I'm gonna find a way to pop out and show everybody from this point, but right now it feels very much like I can't afford to not publish this many commander roasts. Like, if I don't publish this many commander roasts, and I appreciate you for that, Spencer Hare. If I don't publish this many commander roasts, the backslide of relevance will be too severe overall, which is probably not true. My brain is probably just poisoned by the analytics graphs of YouTube, quite frankly. But it feels true. And as a rage baiter, feelings are all that matters. But I do have cute little kittens with me, and that helps quite a bit. Number go up, whoa, indeed. Number go up, whoa. Who are sweet little babies? Who are sweet little babies? Oh, god damn it, I forgot about the TikTok stream. God damn it. Where is this shit? Come up here. Yeah, maybe one day I'll pull the trigger, Lulu, and I'll just combine YouTube and Twitch chat and see if they fucking laser beam my penis off. They probably will, so I probably can't do it. I'm like a dog when it comes to people agreeing with things I said or telling me I made a good point. Lunar, that's a really good point. You've been a very good chatter, and you should feel very good about that. Thank you, boss. Okay, I'm using the bathroom. I'm opening marbles. Let's start looking at some fucking decks. If I had money, I would give you some. And that's what I love about you, Lunar. That's what I love about you. How do we get a marble? You're about to fucking find out. Okay, so the way this is gonna work, if you are in Twitch chat, type exclamation point play. You don't have to be subscribed. You don't have to be following. If you are on YouTube and you open Twitch up on your phone on a second browser for 10 seconds to enter and then go back to YouTube, that also works. This game is just not integrated with YouTube chat, and so I can't get you to enter from YouTube directly. Same goes for anybody on TikTok. If I could have you enter directly from there, I would. This is not a multi-platform game. This is like marbles for Twitch. So I'm going to go use the bathroom. When I get back from the bathroom, we're going to start the timer. You guys are going to go down this path. There's a goal way at the far end there. You're going to be hit with mortars the whole time. Many of you will die. Most of you will not finish. Whoever touches down in the finish line is the winner. It is very possible that you will hit the finish line and then get exploded. You still won. The way you're going to know if you won is when people start finishing, there's going to be a list. There's going to be like a green 1 that populates with somebody's name. The top 10 will be displayed during the whole race. As soon as you see somebody with a green 1 next to their name, they have won. I'm going to join myself. Again, you have like 2 minutes to enter. How many decks are you going to do? Depends on time. Like, we need boot.dev to be here, ostensibly. Yeah, we need boot.dev to be here, ostensibly. So we're going to go till they show up, and then we're going to see how my jaw feels after that. Because as we just talked about, I got to publish a fucking short. I got to redo The Incredible Hulk after this stream. I enjoyed seeing every creator post the same Hulk combo video within 10 minutes of each other. Yeah, it was a big day for us. It was a big day for the community. Okay, 2-minute countdown. If you are not entered in the raffle and you want to be, hit exclamation point play. Nothing bad happens if you type it twice if you're not sure. Can we win and save it to cash in later? No, unfortunately. If my own schedule allowed for that, I would. But as I have been whinging about for the last hour on stream, like the main problem I face is a battle with my own scheduling that I often lose to. And so when we do the free roast raffles, if you win, send your deck in right then and we'll look at it. Otherwise, I do not have time allotted to do that. Rat, to enter, you have to be on Twitch, unfortunately. Reality of the system we operate in. Das Squatch, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Father Mald is a busy man. It's less about me being busy and more about my primary output has to be comedic rather than like info. Right? Like I'm not posting like I think a good foil would be Command Zone, right? Because Command Zone is posting 90% informative stuff, and they drop a little bit of personality on top of it, and then they just did that like 6-7 skit that was goofy. And my channel is like the other way around. 90% of what I'm doing is trying to come up with things like that skit, and then 10% informational. And so I'll oftentimes just get stuck in the creative process. Human Trench, thank you for the Twitch follows. We are now off. And most people have died, including Wolfslays. Zerilyn Gaming is stuck off in a side trench. They're not actually in the lead. I think it's Spellbreaker or Das Squatch. A little bit of a breakaway happening now. We'll see if Spellbreaker can keep it moving. Nope, it is Ron 5. Is that trillion? Let's see. 1,000, million, trillion. I don't even know what the next one after trillion is. That's never been a relevant. It's not quint. It would be quadrillion. 500 quadrillion? Yeah, Ron 500 quadrillion. Anyway, Das Squatch is in the lead now, but he's totally fucking stuck. I am in the top 10, and if I win, I'm making you guys watch me play TFT. You skip billion? No, I didn't. I went million, trillion, billion, quintillion, quadrillion, which is how you count. All right, we've still got Das Squatch looking cross-eyed in their PFP, but they are inching towards the finish line. Now, you can come in with too much speed like they just did, and then you die like a bitch, which is an interesting thing that happens. We now have Autism Gaming in first place. And they are not going quickly. Autism is now dead. Our next hopeful is Eagle Eye. Shout out to the autistic community. You guys just got murdered. Eagle Eye's going the other way because they're terrified. Seems good. Just died. All right, and now we have somebody approaching the finish line with the right amount of speed. It's looking like Eagle Eye. They might just be safe here. They've done it. They've done it. Bleepy Bloopy, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse. They attempt to kill Eagle Eye, but they still made it. Troper, I'm not sure if he got vaporized or not. All right, Eagle Eye. I believe this will be your first deck roast, so if you do want it, post it in chat, join the Discord, and post it in the Discord. However you want to do it, just get it to me somehow, and we will pop it open. What do you think of Rakdos the Muscle as a commander? I think he is cute and fun. I will hold the finishers open just in case Eagle Eye. Okay, Eagle Eye is not deferring. Excellent. How many of you finished? I got 15th, which is robbery. Okay, like 2/3, 3/4 of the field, 119. That's like 2/3. 2/3 finished. Mald, if I died, please ban me. I'm not doing well right now. Let's find you, Helios. No, you lived. You lived. You were 60th, but you lived. Oh, we had a VIP make 12th. How did I do, boss? 23rd. Not bad at all. Tony, you got 27th. This is my IRL deck I own. I don't think it's bad, but YOLO. Guys, I'm unhappy now. Hold on. This is my IRL deck. Shows me $1,100 and a $50 mana drain. All of this money could have been for therapy. At least 30 could have been for essential oils. It has to be better spent on that than on fucking roaming through. Oh. Dude, I love the value cuck chair. Okay, so we are copying creatures. That's a true statement you said. This will copy creatures you cast. That you did not lie. Ramp. I love men, dude. We don't even love men. We only love men a little bit. Fucking signets. Signets and we spent $1,100 on this deck and could not spring for the fucking talismans. Right, it's in paper. $1,100 in paper, and we have an $18 thought vessel. Fuck our mana pips. Fuck our mana pips. Dude, I don't even like them. I don't even like them. Demon, alright. On ETB, you can destroy a creature. Whenever a non-token creature an opponent controls dies, make a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield tapped. Right, and you said, I don't think it's that bad. Interesting. I'm trying to find the words to describe 7 mana murder. I definitely wouldn't use bad. Because, like, it is a demon. That's true. Be'lakor will make it do 7 mana, murder, and 5 damage. Very true. Very true, very spicy. Oh, you are a child. You are a hateful child. You are a baby throwing a temper. So this is, let me just, in my mind's eye, I'm trying to imagine what this deck is playing like, and I can't help but feel like it's 4 turns of you doing nothing and then trying to spam board wipes via the power of racism. Is that's about the flavor I'm getting. What does this guy do? On ETB or death, destroy a oh my god, dude. Bro is a fucking cat pushing mugs off a counter. This isn't even a deck. This is It's like being invited to a close-up magic show and the magician just keeps going, and for my next trick, I'm going to kick you right in the fucking shins. And you go, what? Ow! Just over and over. 8 times. Over and over and over. Protection, don't lie. From green and white. The the only enemy I have ever known is swords to plowshares. I'm being like, don't get me wrong, this is a good card. This is a good card, right? But tagging it protection deeply makes me feel like we're going, help, help, I'm being gang stalked by Reese the Redeemed players. Somebody, somebody save me. I'm being gang stalked by Selesnians. I need help. I need help. I would even, you could attack this head empty value. You could attack this ramp and I wouldn't have even questioned you, but protection is... You are facing some special fucking threats, dude. Azuri's predation is traumatized. I'm being gang stalked by Azuri. Alright, token maker. Enchant something. When enchanted thing dies, return this to hand and you make a 1/3. That's dog. Dog. That is... That... You may need to sit down for this. This is not a good card you have just showed me. You may need to sit down for this. I love Rite of Replication. I can even deal with Great Unclean One. You are a fucking fool. I can... You are... I just need you to know lifelink is the last refuge of hippies and the faithless. So which one are you? Which one are you, man? What is Raphael doing here? Providing lifelink. Straight up. Straight up. The devils, I refuse to believe these matter. You can tell me they do. You are lying. No, Boot.dev has not been here for their deck roast yet. Abhorrent Overlord. Raph has saved me so many times with a lifelink, though. He has saved you from yourself. The reason you need Raph to save you is because you are playing fucking Reaper from the Abyss and Overseer of the Damned instead of cards that will win the candidacy. Like, Eagle Eye. I've opened up. I'm like, we're going to the gym together, right? You've shown me your duffel bag. And I'm like, bro, why do you have 18 tourniquets in here? This doesn't make any sense. And you're like, no, no, no. The 18 tourniquets are very important. They've saved me so many times when I cut my own dick off. It stabilizes the blood flow so the doctors can reattach it. And I just... And you just go like, yeah, I know, blood's scary, huh? Not the problem. Not the problem. Tutor specific blood speaker. We can sack it on upkeep to get a demon. Okay, cute enough. And demon comes into play. We get it from graveyard to hand. All right. All right. Haste enabler. That's so true. That's so true. I'm okay with all these. Okay, let me... Bracket 2's an awesome bracket. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so let me look That's a mana hump, dude. This is, you got a mana camel somewhere. There's your problem. There's your problem. Bracket 4, I don't care what it says. Any amount of mass land denial. Why is this checked? What? So we have some tutors, whatever. Land finder, whatever. Do you have like... Yeah, whatever. We have board wipes, okay. Blood Moon? Oh, do we have Blood Moon in the deck? Fucking speed. This is so awesome. This is so awesome. What's their goal with this deck? Get murdered by a particularly angry rabbit. That's all I'm really picking up so far. Wow. Wow. It's probably just the, yeah, it's probably just the amount of tutors. Okay. Yeah. So here is, let's get to the genuine recommendation section, because I was getting a lot of whiplash going through here, but I do think I have come to an understanding of, you picked this deck by going, wow, these big demons look so fucking dope. There have to be enough good cards in Magic the Gathering to allow me to play them as a deck. Right? Yes. Dope. What I would recommend is most of the stuff we can play the first, like, 4 turns of the game suck crazy dog shit. I would say that's your main problem. I want you to imagine if we had a car, like this is your dream car. It's a 1985 Mustang. The only problem it has is, as long as you are driving below 40 miles an hour, the radio spews vomit at you. That's where we're at right now. I think that's easy to fix. I don't think the deck is terrible. I think it's a very cute deck, and I think if you let the deck get running, woo, you will get there. This curve is heinous. You could, like, who is the fucking... Like, Hannibal would not march elephants across this mana curve. It would be too dangerous. So what I recommend is, I would probably recommend that this ramp package change, because it looks like most of the things we want to do are extremely expensive. Like, real life doesn't begin for us until we play a 5 mana value engine. Maybe a 4 mana value engine if we get Roaming Throne. Like Herald's Horn, alright, you fucking coper. Alright. But like your card draw section, we have one thing we can play below 5 mana. The things we can even play at 5 mana don't even draw us cards. Don't even draw us cards yet. We have to play them, and then we have to do other things to begin doing them. So we have to accumulate a shitload of mana before anything interesting can begin. Valakut Awakening is card selection. You stop that right now, Darebrained. And then we have X spells, we have Haunting Void, we have fucking Razaketh. We have Expedition Map to fucking mana fix us. Commander also draws cards too, but yes, it's late. Yeah, same thing. I mean, when I'm ragging on the 5 mana value engines, I would not invoke the name of the 6 mana value engine. Me personally, I would not invoke the name of the 6 mana value engine. And so I think some stuff that would be good for you is investigating the power of things like Worn Power Stone that don't look very impressive. This looks like a bad card. You go, what the fuck? I'm gonna make colorless mana in my Grixis deck? Right, you have 5 cost reducers. What I'm gonna recommend is you would likely benefit from having enough of those cards in the deck that you always draw 1. I want you to imagine the world you could live in if you felt very confident that between turns 2 and 4, you were going to play a meaty cost reducer or play a meaty ramp spell. Because right now, I think it's a, like, inconsistent thing. I think it happens some games, and then I think some games it comes down, you know, turn 10, you'll draw 1 after you play your 18th demon. RGGI and ItMeChan, thank you very much for the Twitch follows. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. So there's things like Worn Power Stone. There's things like Everflowing Chalice, which will ramp to the degree we want them to. There are... I'm not as sold on Felwar Stone. There's Skyclave Relic, which is either going to be a 3-mana fixing rock, or, and it's greedy, right? I'm not going to pretend that this is a, like, top-of-the-line comp card, but nothing in this deck is. We're trying to play big, dumb, honking demons. I think the biggest argument against this one is we have a 6-mana commander. But I think the most recommendable ones are Worn Power Stone, Everflowing Chalice, I will invoke the name of the Honda Civic engine. I think Gilded Lotus can be alright sometimes. I don't think it's alright in this deck, because this deck we probably need multiple colors. Oh shit, your dumbass Firemine Vessel, baby. Give me my colors. Oh, you're gonna get cuts. Yes, Eagle Eye. Yes, Eagle Eye. Yes, you can. Yes, you will. You've hurt me, dog. You've hurt me. You've hurt me deeply. Okay, so I think things that can go. This guy. Fuck this guy. I know you probably like him, because you're like, oh hey, he's technically a demon, and oh hey, he gets a counter on every time an opponent casts a spell. Let's talk about Riz for a moment. Let's talk about adherence to something bigger than yourself. Let's talk about a 12-step plan to you playing a deck that is dope as fuck. I do not think Tyrian Mauler coexists in a deck that plays Reaper from the Abyss. I think the best part about this deck is that you were like, this is my big dumb idiot who is not particularly good, but I love him so much because he's a really cool demon. We doing a Halo reach on this definition. Right? This is an NBA team lying about the salary cap to get LeBron on the Heat. I don't know if that happened. But I think this one, not even that good. Like, this is a deck designed to throw around so much damage. I, 1, don't think you need this. 2, I think it breaks from your typical theme of, like, or from the coherent theme of, hey, let's get some big fucking demons in here. And I will put an even more direct comparison to you. Would you rather play Tyrian Mauler or play a 5 or 6 mana demon 2 turns earlier? That is the trade deal I'm offering. Because personally, if I'm piloting this deck, I would rather drop, even if you're going to keep Raphael, I don't think you should, but I think you can. If you're going to keep Raphael, I would rather, like, turn 3, let's say all I've done is hit lands. I would rather drop Worn Power Stone and then rip like probably not Archfiend of Depravity. Oh no, this one's mean as shit. But I would like rip this guy down. I would play Rakdos the Showstopper. I would play can't get Horde of Riots. I would play Heralds of Sench, dude, and I would Cascade. So I'd recommend that one. Cardur Doomscourge is pretty cute. I think this guy's also bait. Most of your demons should fly. Are you playing against a dragon deck? Hey, thank you, Mark. I appreciate that very much. Yes. Okay. Rather than trample, I think you would rather have a different piece of removal or a better piece of card draw. There's usually a Tiamat player in my pod. Okay, that makes sense. I do not think trample is the answer to that problem. I think everybody who is not a dragon player, you have a flyer that can kill them. And I think the person who is a dragon player, you are 6'5" having trample, does not make swinging into a 10-10 advantageous for you. What makes it advantageous is you have here. Let's make the curve even dumber. I think what makes it advantageous for you is another way to double up your shots. Turn the gun sideways, bang bang. I make non-legendary Be'lakor, and then I shoot you for 6. I draw some cards. I do it again on the next upkeep. Like, that's what I think solves your problem. And this is another, it's greedier, right? Instead of here's a 4 mana weak setup piece, fuck it, we green now. We making money. We're getting this cheddar, okay? I am not I'm trying to reference something right now. Hold on. There it is. I am not some conjurer of cheap tricks. I am a conjurer of cheap jewels. I am a conjurer of rhinestones. That's what we're doing. Like, let me show you a different guy. Here's what you want to be doing. Does this double count? Commander, costs less. Herald of Slaanesh, costs less. Warstorm Surge, costs less. Keeper of Secrets, costs less. Commander, costs less. Rite of Replication, costs less. I think you can suggest Relic of Sauron over Firemind Vessel. I would probably instead say Relic of Sauron over Thrawn Dynamo. I think colors are relatively important for this deck. Yeah, I think colors are relatively important for this deck, and so I would say rather than turn 4, I make a bunch of colorless pips, go turn 4, I have 2 options to make colored pips. All right, so what else can we get rid of? I think Baelor is one of your weakest demons. If you are willing to let go of any demons, you can let go of this guy for sure. That Space Girl, thank you for coming to the stream to begin with. I appreciate having you here. This guy, frankly, you probably want his brother. I mean, maybe you really like board wiping. Here, actually, better test. Eagle Eye, have you ever been asked to pay the 1 or the 2 for Rhystic Study, Smothering Tithe, Esper Sentinel, any of those cards? Has anybody ever looked at you with that little shit-eating grin and been like, yes, great. You now get to do the same thing, but the only payment you accept is bodies. I would get that first Rakdos the fuck hence, get other Rakdos straight the fuck in here. This guy's gonna work. He's still a demon. He's still a big shithead. And if we go into non-legendary copying, the card draw you will get from this man is fucking insane. Nobody fucking pays for this. Non-land, non-token means you have to sack 2 of your good cards, Reese player. Baylor Cup for Rakdos Patron. I would genuinely recommend a trade out of Rakdos for Rakdos, but if you really like this Rakdos, yes, I would swap Baylor. Your land base looks like you cranked some 90s, so I will give you a choice. I think Archenemy's Charm is cuttable just because you're in 3 colors, and you having 3 black early on, I don't believe you. If you have a different lived experience, that's your truth. Your truth is a little bit bullshit. Wow, this card's really bad. I think you're probably going to want to keep it. You're probably going to want to keep it because of the art. 100% you could cut this. 100% you can cut this. I don't think Orcus works that well for you. I think he might work better in this world where you have Worn Power Stone, you have Relic of Sauron, you have all these big mana rocks, but your demons are all outrageously expensive. Now, if he's just like, all right, big and cool demon, fuck yeah, sure, his text box actively detrimental. Like if you are winning the game, you probably still don't have enough mana to reanimate anything meaningful. If you are losing the game, this is a really expensive board wipe. I do agree with the calls for, instead of this guy, Arden as your go-to greedy reanimator. This guy you just get, you can recruit new demons, or you can get your demons back. No downside other than the fact that he is outrageously expensive. Please check out Seance Board. He also gives you lifelink if you're a little fraidy cat. Oh yeah, and he buffs all your demons. So everything in your deck is going to get Menace, Lifelink, Haste. Oh shit, you need this. Yeah. Damn, this card is normally doo-doo caca ass. This is actually incredible gas for your deck. Switch any 2-mana rock at random. Does not matter which one. This one will probably go better. Then what else can we cut for responsibility's sake? Okay. If we're being totally real, Exalted Flamer of Tzench is completely wasted on this deck. This is another type of thing where even at 4 mana, I would rather ramp to one of my big fucked up demons than I would play this guy. Vargas a demon, tutoring's good. I'm not going to fight against that. I think you could cut Rising of the Day. I'm not one. Haste is normally a very good thing to have, but again, looking at this looking at this very egregious mana curve that we're making even greedier, I think personally, I would rather be ramping. Like, I would rather get Be'lakor down and get the copy game going than I would be like, well, Be'lakor is going to have haste. Toodaloo, 120 life I'm facing down. I've dealt 6 to you. These are all sideboarded. I think Nurgle's Rot is highly cuttable. If you want to keep it for flavor purposes, I get you. Definitely cuttable. Herald's Horn, eminently cuttable for the same reason. Like, your commander is gonna draw you cards. You have other things in the deck that can tutor. You have these other hyper greedy value engines. You have 33 creatures in the deck, so you are going to brick more times than not. This is another thing that I would just immediately be like, fuck it, let me ramp, let me get to the big demons who matter more. Ancient Cellar Spawn is also incredible cap. I don't think, if you were casting spells for free, I would believe in this. Your total reduction, I mean, let's say you got, so I think the dream scenario is I have Rakdos out. And by the power of Rakdos and Ancient Cellar Spawn combined, in main phase 2, I cast Valgavoth for 3 mana, and you take 6 damage. In a world where Valgavoth is already dealing 9 damage just because his ass hit the table with my commander out there. So I would not do Cellar Spawn unless you had a lot of ways to just totally free cast stuff. Rakdos plus Cellar Spawn is straight up 1v games. All right, imagine if we played multiple good cards, though. It's so impossible to fight against, like, who would win? Terrible 2-card combo that has won a game one time, or actually good Magic cards? This is dog shit, though. You gotta kill this. I'll let you keep the buddy cop duo of I shoot you for 5 every time I cast the demon. You gotta get this motherfucker straight out of the deck. Straight out of the deck. My big demons have lifelink. I can allow that. I've gained 1 life because I cast Bellator. You're fucking playing with me. No. What value? Is the value in the room with us? My value is I play my demons on layaway because I did not realize there were mana rocks that cost more than 2 because I've never heard of a bounce land? Absolutely not. No, 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 no. Works with Ancient Cellar Spawn. Fuzzy, you're banned. RGGI, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home. I think that's this is a type of thinking that poisons the average commander player, where we're thinking about like, oh, but what if I played Dream Devourer, and then Cellar Spawn, and then Rakdos, and then I foretold a spell, and then I cast it, and they lost 5 life, and we have spent 4 fucking turns. 5? Because you can't cast the foretold spell on the same turn. 5 turns to effectuate 6 damage? That's the type of thinking where if this was just a mana rock, we could just play some of the good cards. Oh, and Cellar Spawn does work with Valgavoth. That's actually, yeah. We can keep Cellar Spawn. But I think Fontu's Monument, Dream Devourer, Herald's Horn, Venom Crawler's crazy. Venom Crawler's crazy. So your cuts are to be replaced with more mana ramp then? Not only more mana ramp. I'm actually going to recommend... So what I'm going to recommend is kind of moving out the middle of this curve. Like this 5 mana spot, I really don't like. I would like you to have more ramp and then more extreme greed. So there's the mana rocks I recommended. There is quantum misalignment. And here's the real one. Here's the real one you're not ready for. They hated Maulhound, for he told them the truth, and the truth was terrible fucking Spider-Man memes. Just read it. Let it sink in. This is what I want for you. Like, I don't want, you know, I don't want, oh, what if I played like a 3 mana setup piece that might cost reduce me by 1 eventually? I want you to be like, turn 4, turn 5. Here's my vision for this deck. Turn 4, turn 5, you always can play Be'lakor. Maybe you don't want to. Maybe the board is not in the right state for you to do it. But turn 4, turn 5, I can always play Be'lakor if I want. Or I can play another big demon. Next turn, I can slam down something like Imposter Syndrome. I can slam down maybe an unkicked Rite of Replication. I can slam down Quantum Misalignment. Something like that. I think that's like the ultimate funny business for this deck. The ultimate like hard greed funny business. Okay, and then the rest of this card draw section. The only other thing I want you to fucking consider, right? And you're gonna fight me on this, and that's okay. We're here to fight. Okay, we're here to fight. I say this with love. You gotta get the fucking JROTC flag out of here. And what I'm gonna recommend instead, not even a good card, just an okay card. But what a lot of people overvalue is Vanquisher's Banner only really gonna work once the system is in place, right? We need to have gotten to 5 mana, and getting to 5 mana is kind of the big problem in this deck. We don't have cheap card draw. So if we miss our land drops, we're plain fucked. If we don't hit like 4 lands and our cost reducers, everything, we get hit by inflation. We get hit by Trump inflation. We cannot buy our children Christmas presents. So what I would genuinely recommend just trying for a game or two is, instead of Vanquisher's Banner, playing something like Drawn from Dreams or Stock Up or Consult the Star Charts, which at a lower mana value, where in games where things are beginning to go wrong, you can save it. You know, you can look through the top, however many cards in your deck, and you can find something to course correct. I would actually recommend Consult the Star Charts the least, because we're probably not hitting a crazy amount of land drops in this deck. But Stock Up and Drawn from Dreams, I am pretty confident you will get to 3 mana and 4 mana on time. I'm less confident you'll get to 6 mana on time. And Stock Up and Drawn from Dreams operate as, if I got to 3 and 4 mana on time, how do I cheat at Magic? How do I Yugimoto Destiny draw the thing that will get me to 6 mana on time, and then it's Be'lakor time, and then I bust out? It will be less satisfying in the world of like the high rolls will be a little bit less high, which I realize not everybody wants to do. But I think the floor of your deck gets a lot better when you play cards like this at the 3 to 4 mana range. I don't think we need Memories Returning. Why that fish looking sus? That's true. What the hell? Hold on. Bro did something. Bro did something. I don't know what he did, But that motherfucker did something. I swear. I'd suggest Unexpected Windfall and Big Score, or you don't think so. I don't think it's terrible. I just always, whenever a curve is this greedy, I really, really hesitate to recommend Treasures. Treasures, I think, are best utilized when you have a deck that only needs to get to a high mana value one time. That is also why I'm not recommending Rituals. Because I think this is, again, this is one of the thoughts where I know I'm right. You guys just don't know it yet. I think Rituals and Treasures in a deck like this makes you infinitely more vulnerable to removal. Like, if a 6-mana commander played by somebody who has 6 lands on board is less removable than a 6-mana commander played by somebody who has 3 lands on board. That is true facts. And so in high power games, I would be more willing to recommend these, because in high power games, you're just trying to like slam as quickly as you can. I don't think this deck is trying to do that. This deck is trying to play big, dumb, inefficient demons. We're not playing for tempo. We're playing for big idiot demon army. And so if we're playing for big idiot demon army and we're being gang stalked by Reese players to begin with, I think that Unexpected Windfall, I think Big Score, I think these Rituals, I think they are going to encourage us to participate in play patterns that will reduce our overall enjoyment, rather than increase our overall enjoyment, even though I think they are fine cards in a vacuum. You could do Windfall Reanimate. It's just not the vibe. I don't think the vibe is cheating. I think the vibe is like, yeah, I'm going to the demon store and I am taking on a significant amount of credit card debt to buy all these demons. It doesn't seem like they're looking for a lot of reanimation. And we are going to have, it's the demon store for sure. Yeah, like the only reanimation we're going to do is Arden, where I've called the manager. He's going to give me his employee discount. I like Cursed Mirror suggestion, and you're wrong for that, and that's why we don't expose you to chat. You can, if you think you will have a lot of, like, here's the upside of the card. Here's the upside of the card. You get to copy a demon. Hell, if my opponent has played a good dragon, I get to copy the dragon. This is the type of card where I'm like, this card is desirable because it's doing 2 different jobs at once, and I don't think it does either of them well enough for me to want to play it. It is ramp, but it's 3 mana ramp for 1 additional mana, and it does not fix my colors. That's not very good ramp. And then it's a clone spell, but it is a 1-time clone for until end of turn. That's not a very good clone spell. So I don't really like cards where they fuck up their shift at Taco Bell and then go to Payless Shoe Store and fuck up their shift there. I don't give them a lot of credit, even though they're getting it out of the mud. I would rather just take a card that's Employee of the Month at Taco Bell, which is like Thrawn, like Firemind Vessel for this deck. If you are finding Eagle Eye, I've been making some inferences about your table, and they may be incorrect. If you are finding that tempo does matter a lot more than what my suggestions are implying, you should check out Unexpected Windfall, Big Score, Cursed Mirror. Because, like, if you're playing against people who are dropping super good creatures in the early stages of the game, and you could be like, turn 3, I rob you, and it would be great for you. Seth, I think there's a difference between good stuff to copy and good enough that I would rather do it than ramp to my own shit. Like, I'm always comparing it to, is your thing good enough to copy once, or would I rather get to quantum misalignment sooner? Is the thing that I could steal from you for 1 turn better than me getting 2 more of my commander? That's the bar in my head. And I realize it is not a 1-to-1 trade, but on like a macro level, that's the trade-off we're making, is how many cards are we committing to, like, hee-hee-hoo-hoo, I've stolen, what would be like a good, if it's turn 3, turn 4, I don't know, hee-hee-hoo-hoo, I steal your Ouroboros for 1 turn, I steal, I like copy your Tatyova and then play a fetch land, versus me when I misalign quantumly. That's fair. It's just very funny when I copy my opponent's Dragon and snag a free spell, so I guess it's not good, just funny. Well, at that point, we're comparing it to Rite of Replication, right? Which we'd just rather have that. Nico, stop. Put Freako away. Put Freako away right now. Because, Seth, if I'm playing against somebody who has the Dragon, you know what I'm doing? This is the shit I'm on. I realize this won't work against the Dragon specifically, but I mean if I'm playing against somebody who has a high density of hyper-valuable creatures, I'm refusing to rob you once. At no point will I rob you 1 time. I am robbing you repeatedly. I am turning you into a farm, bro. You are part of my Minecraft server now. Hop in. I will deliver the chicken via laundry chute at 8 p.m. Give me your creature. Hi, Freako. I don't think we need Spitties. It's not a demon. It's not a demon. It's not the vibe. So let's put you on the slideshow. Spider-Man copy 1 was Impostor Syndrome. This is every time you hit somebody with a non-token creature, you get a non-legendary token copy. I think Bloodletter of Aclazotz could fit. I don't think we need to do it, though. So those are my recommendations. I think it's a very cute deck. I empathize with the vibe. Try some of these changes out. I hope you enjoy yourself. If you do ever find yourself in another stream, let me know. Let me know if this helped or not. I want to be giving good advice. I'm giving advice that I think is true and correct, but I'm always trying to optimize for your enjoyment. For big splashy, not you're going to do the best thing, not you're going to win every game you play, but more of your games are going to satisfy you. We're going to go to the manual ad break. Would the real boot.dev please stand up? If boot.dev is not here, we are going to run another marble raffle. I'm going to show you kitty time. Hi, Nico. Hi, Nico. Hi, baby. And I appreciate you for that, Eagle Eye. Existential Breads, thank you so much for the $10 tip. I appreciate that generosity very, very much. You guys, one of my Twitch moderator just DM'd me asking if I was trying to play League of Legends right now. The guy who's supposed to be moderating this stream just hit me with a little, he just DM'd me that this is our universal message for seeing if, this is what we send each other when we're trying to check if we're live to play League of Legends. He just sends me that, and I just got that from him. Do a quick hey Ram. He he said I meant later. Yes, Starry-Eyed, there are more roast slots going on sale tomorrow. That's so fucking funny. That's so goddamn funny. Noodle or Nude Indigo, thank you for the tier 3 sub for the third month in a row. They tried to get to watch 3 minutes of ads. I fear they have baited me successfully. That's right. Who's a good little chatter? How can I send in my new deck to get roasted? So Sean Mox, couple ways. We're doing a free roast stream on Twitch right now. To enter the raffle, you have to be watching on Twitch. We are selling slots on Ko-Fi. Tomorrow at noon. So when the stream goes live tomorrow, there's going to be slots on Ko-Fi. We sell them weekly. The roast message in chat is not up to date, so I will update that now, actually. Live on stream, I will do my own clerical work, and then we will give away another roast. You motherfuckers stop wooing me right now. You stop wooing me right now. There we go. Roast command is now up to date. PB Falcon, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. I asked you this week about the command. You have to wait one more week. No, now that I'm caffeine free, I'm on top of it. And now that I have a little kitten in my lap, isn't that right? Now that I have a sweet little kitten in my lap, I have the power to do anything, don't I?
Don't I? Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Show us the beast, but she's EP. She's EP. Okay, close that, close that. All right, another round. Exclamation point play. Wins the free giveaway right now. Mr. Grifter. Type exclamation point play in Twitch chat. You have about 2 or 3 minutes to enter this raffle, and then your marbles will race for my enjoyment. The winner will get a free deck roast. Congrats on giving up caffeine. That was a game changer for my anxiety. Who would have thunk? Yeah, right? Kobillis, thank you for the 5 months at tier 1. Welcome back to the dog home. Please mock me because I scooped in a commander game last night, not realizing I had lethal on board. Oh, who's a poor little green player? Oh no. Who's actually that sounds more is it? I feel like the green player would have just swung everything and hoped. I feel like that's an is it move. I was playing Jin Sakai Esper. Oh my god. Is that your ninja way? You look at the opponent and you're like, ah, fuck that. Fuck that, I probably couldn't do it. I probably couldn't do it. My wrists are weak. My ankles are glass. That's not me, I'm not that guy. That's hilarious, Kobillis. I'm so sorry for your loss. Samurai roleplay requires seppuku. Yeah, after you dishonor yourself.
Who's a baby? Who's a little baby? You're a little baby.
All right, 2 minutes on the clock. We have 110 entrants. Again, for anybody on our other platforms, if you head to Twitch and type exclamation point play, you will join this raffle to get your deck reviewed for free. If I win, I'm gonna explode. Fine, I don't need anyone. I will win this using big dick energy and drugs only. Okay. Let's do a little prediction. Let's do a little prediction. "30 seconds. 30 seconds. Let's put your channel points where your mouth is, Lunar Wings. We have a minute. We have a minute until the race starts. Super Bear, play only works on Twitch, not on YouTube. The game is not hooked up to YouTube because they hate you guys.
Who's our little baby? Who's got such a nice little fur coat?
Every one of my channel points is on the line. That's goddamn hilarious. All right, 5 seconds remain. Here we go. I really hope Lunar Wings just dies on the first fucking jump. All right, it's Kashmira Keel out in front. Lunar Wings died. Let's go pay out that prediction. All right, goodbye every single one of Lunar Wings' channel points. Starry-Eyed Nightwing has also gone down. Meowsy Cat was in the lead. It's actually fucking Troper. Oh, never mind. They're screwed now. All right, Jomi Bug is the first person to break away. Darebrand, I'm not sure if you're alive or not. I'm not sure if you're alive or not. All right, Etchy Box also making a break for it. Not a particularly fast break, and now they're going the wrong direction. Isn't that just phenomenal? Nico, if you attack your sister's nipples. God damn. God damn it, Freako. God damn it. No. No, no, no. Alright, Cardivar. Elikman, I don't know. I cannot do up to the minute. Oh no, the frames got fucked? What's happening? We're being DDoSed. Hold on. Alright. It's about time to kill the TikTok stream then. TikTok, I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Alright, is that better? Alright, and it's Cardivar in the lead. They might just dog walk this shit in. Yeah, nothing bad even happens to them. It's Cardivar. Yeah, Bleep, tags are not required.
Who's a sweet little baby?
Oh, and Autism Gaming takes second place. Personal question from Kobilis. Have you had cats before, or are these kittens the first? I'm enjoying the way profanity-riddled rants are interrupted by baby talk whenever you see them. I've had cats before. These are, I think, the first cats that I have raised from kittens. Z has raised kittens before, so they're taking the lead on the training. But I've had lots of animals over the course of my life. I lived on a farm until I was 7 years old. And then after that, I think I had either dogs or cats everywhere I lived until college. Dog person or cat person? Both, and I am suspicious of people who are only one. I got 15th again. King Cow got 10th again. Ban me if I died. Helios, what's going on, man? You lived. 65th. So I won both an ancient copper dragon and a Shieldred of the Apocalypse in a raffle today. They're currently sat with my smothering, tithe, and heuristic study that I have no idea where to use them. Send help, haha. It sounds like you have to build, let's see, that's white, blue, black, and red. Sounds like you gotta build a Brea deck, dog. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Did I die? Etchy box, let's find out. You did die. I'm mistrusting of cats as a species. Yeah, you should be, but you should still love them. Like, this is what, every time I look into the eyes of a cat, this is what I see. They are evil little rats, and I love them so much.
Who's a little baby?
Yeah. Who's a sweet baby? Let's give it a look, Alec, man. Ah, you got murdered. Sorry to say, you got murdered. I like the idea of cats, but I feel like they would eat me if I was small. So would most things. Let's... One, you're so right for that. And two, like, so would most animals. Will my deck roast be in a YouTube vid? Possibly. I'm not really sure. Grifter, no, you made it. You got 33rd. I have some lingering trauma from a bad incident I had with a dog, but I still love them. I'll always prefer cats, but that doesn't make me anti-dog. Yeah, I think that's different. I'm referring mostly to people who are like, yeah, I don't fuck with cats. Nothing bad has ever happened to me around a cat. I just don't like them. Poisoned, you died. Velox Scripter, thank you for the 5-stream streak. I appreciate you coming to the dog park. Oh, I have to pee so bad, but this cat is still right in my lap. Who even won? Herdavar. Yeah, whenever a dude specifically says they hate cats, I get suspicious. I agree with that. As soon as somebody says they hate cats, I'm like, ah, you hate boundaries. That's interesting. Oh, post in chat. Post in chat, Kerdavar. Whichever you want, actually. Whichever you want. Whenever somebody tells me, like, yeah, I really dislike cats, I'm like, yeah, you don't enjoy boundaries and personal space. That's an interesting thing for you to say openly. And then if you're like, oh, I hate dogs, I'm like, you hate cuddling? You hate enthusiastic friendship? It's both very, very bad options. It's fine to prefer one. Because I'm a big snuggler. And so I like cats that cuddle, like these cats. Okay. So this is an in-paper deck. Before they spoiled the Edge of Eternity precons, I've been wondering which direction to take it because it's sometimes fizzling out and sometimes it's a certain German doctor that should not be named. Oh, Lord. Oh, what? Mono blue, stop building monocolor decks. I should make a video about this act genuinely because like I don't think I have ever seen a monocolor deck where this was not true. Where if your deck, like, I mean, you're also doing proliferate, which is openly fucking ridiculous. We're gonna also have a talk about this. Wow. Hooey, we're gonna have to have a talk about this. But anyway, anytime somebody's like, yeah, my deck isn't working the way I want, I feel like the first question I have to ask is it monocolor? That's why. Stop being racist. Stop being a color purist. You got a deck thin, man. This isn't crazy. That's deck thinning. Okay, so if we would proliferate twice instead. Remove 3 counters, we can put an indestructible commander on this guy. So what is the... So we're just doing 8 million things that have counters on them? Well, that's not true. Brother. Brother. We can't. I'll give you this. This was very good in draft. Did this carry you through a pre-release and you were like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Give it to me. Give it to me. We're proliferating nothing. We're proliferating hopes and dreams. We're proliferating thoughts and prayers. So these are not special counters. These are +1/+1 counters. We have +1/+1 counters. We have some very bad planes. You look me in the fucking eye and you tell me how many counters you have to have on Jace to do anything that matters. And then you tell me it makes sense in a deck. I'll wait. Show me your work. Do the addition in chat. How many counters do you need for this to matter? I'll give you a hint. It's more than 10. Like 25. Challenging myself because my pod is claiming otherwise, that I'm too spiky. Okay, all right, I can wrap my head around that. What are the limits of this challenge. If it's a deck building challenge, there should be some parameters on the deck, right? Like you could only build with a certain rarity. Did they give you this commander to build around? How do we win? Doesn't happen. We attempt to proliferate Arcanus the Omnipotent, nothing happens, and we scoop. Because there's some, you can do counter stuff in blue. You can do +1/+1 counter stuff in blue. I've seen the Evolving Wilds. Ideally sub €100. If they were picking, I'd be building 9 mana vanilla. All right. So if you want to do budget, which I kind of despise, because it's really easy to build a super fucked up budget deck, right? Like I'm sure you know as well as I, you could throw together a Zada list for $30 that would still make everybody accuse you of being a spike. If we want to do mono blue proliferate, dog, you're not gonna... My pod told me I'm too spiky. Clearly, the way I fix that is playing Infect. There's only one way to rehabilitate my personality. Clearly, I must play the most expensive and unplayable dickhead in the world and also unblockable Infect. Then, I will average down to a funny deck. Danny, to be a spike normally means be a tryhard. Normally means you're like, oh, you're playing too many combos. It's really like you're winning too much, is what they mean. Also, Sam Carver, thank you for the follow and the Prime sub. I appreciate that so much. Welcome to the Doghouse and Dog Home. Okay, so let's pick some stuff we can build around that will be kooky. That dickhead has a special place in my heart after a 6-year break coming back at Final Fantasy. Okay. Nani the fuck stroke. Okay, all right. Proliferate, draw a card, reject imperfection. So much about this is wrong. Where do we even begin? I would say, if we want the budget to stay low, you can instantly kill Quantum Riddler, right? This is an $80 card that is obviously extremely good, doesn't care about proliferating, and I do not think is necessary to building a functional and good mono blue casual deck. What else costs $1 million in here? Okay, our islands are artificially inflating the price because they are like $2 an island. This guy fucking sucks. If you just like anime twinks, I get it. I think Ugin's like, if we're proliferating, sure. There's 2 directions you can go with this. You can either go for Super Friends, which if your playgroup is already mad at you, I would not recommend. I would not recommend that. If your playgroup is already telling you, hey, you need to build this as part of your parole for being a stinky meanie head, I would not recommend bringing in a Super Friends deck. What I would recommend is looking into the wonderful world of mono blue +1/+1 counters. I promise you, there is more than you think, and there are cards like Danny Pink who will get really fucking incredible really quickly. There's also cards... This one may also be too expensive. No, 51 cents. Beautiful. So, thing becomes wizard. Whenever you draw a bunch of cards, or whenever you cast a non-creature spell, hey, guess what? I get a +1/+1 counter. And then, so I want you to imagine I have Astrologian's Planisphere on a Thrumming Bird. I hit you, I proliferate twice, I add 2 power to this guy. If I cast any non-creature spells, I get a 3rd counter on. You can build up a board state faster than people think. I would not... We could do Herald of Secret Streams. I'm not sure we absolutely need it. But let's go to Scryfall and see what we can do. Because right now, this is just a ridiculous smattering of, like, a couple good cards every once in a while, and then just like, oh, fuck. Oh, they called me a spike. I have to play something incredibly bad. Yeah, on damage, proliferate. I like Dreamtide Whale a lot. I don't think these two matter at all. These are cute, but I doubt they are necessary or even like the best thing we can play. I love that we still have a counterspell strapped to our fucking thigh. Oh yeah, Lila's a little bit expensive, but we have a lot of cards that can be traded for this. So anytime we draw, we get a counter on a target creature. That's something we can proliferate. Profs, also a very good option. It's going to give us a guaranteed 1/1 counter somewhere on the board that we can proliferate. It will at least cantrip for us. I think Chasm Skulker, obviously old reliable for this type of deck. But let's go to advanced, and if you want to wow them, let's get to the meat and potatoes. We have to wow them with how shitty the cards are. Right? We have to play some bad fucking shit. We have to play some bad cards in this deck. I want you to spend 3 mana at sorcery speed to draw 2 cards with a smile on your face. I was thinking either more artifacts, +1/+1 robots angle, or drawing wizard sub-theme. So here's what I'll say to that. All of those will work. You will never beat the spike allegations. If your pod has come to you, tears in their eyes, and said, Cardivar, you're being too much of a tryhard. You're beating our ass. We need you to play something weak. And you pull up on mono blue artifacts, mono blue wizards, or even mono blue artifact creatures. They're going to tell you to look at the pretty flowers. They're going to tell you to look at the pretty flowers immediately. Elikman, there's nothing wrong with your suggestion for Elk's charge counter Tekuthal deck. I just don't know it, and so I don't want to be roasting 2 decks at once. Because for me to recommend that, it sounds like a different direction than what I am recommending, which means I have to go look at Elk's deck, ingest that deck, tell you why Elk is wrong, and then try to scavenge stuff from the body of that deck. So I think you could do any of those things. I don't think they beat the spike allegations. I think Combat Tutorial beats the spike allegations really, really quickly. The deck I would recommend you learn from is Veggie Wagon's +1/+1 mono blue deck, which has Danny Pink in the command zone. I think there's also... Oh yeah, here's some proliferation. You get a goth baddie who will tell people to stop hitting you, and you can spend mana to proliferate even more, which will proliferate twice. She's already in? Perfect. I missed her. That's my fault. Sorry, I was distracted by fucking Dreamstone Hedron and Tezzeret, Betrayer of Flesh. Dog, I don't know if you need a deck review. I think you might need rehab if we're gonna if we're gonna beat these trying too hard allegations. Yeah, I think other good ones are Wendy's Baconator has some good ones. So there's Crystalline Crawler, which can give you a fuckload of mana if you get the Proliferate engine going. There's another, yeah, there's the Trilobite, but I think that's only for activated abilities, and so Cryptic Trilobite kind of sucks unless we have Lulu out or Contagion Engine out. Charge counters, these are kind of funny. So let's see. I don't love Clearwater Goblet. I do love Lux Cannon. I do love Transmogrifying Wand. That is cute enough. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You stop. You stop with the what. All right, guys. I've built a silly deck. It's merely an extra turn engine. Are we now cool? Are we happy now? Are we relaxed? Are we gonna stop calling me a spike? I take 5 turns in a row. Die. Die. The idea that Planeswalker decks are building towards something interesting is a very weird assertion. I will attempt to investigate that, but you are telling a lie. I think the main difference is in a mono blue +1/+1 counter deck, you have to earn it a lot more honestly, which can makes the journey a bit more interesting. I don't think the destination of a +1/+1 counter deck is interesting, but I think the journey of doing it in mono blue as opposed to colors that are good at it, like Azorius or Gruul, or Azorius or Simic, is more interesting. Ooh, this would be a good one. I don't know why I'm looking up experience counter Katara. This would be fucking dope. Get experience counters, proliferate them a shitload, draw an incredible number of cards. That's, oh, but it's $20. Oh my god. Alright, so I don't know if you hit your budget goal with this, but this is an incredibly good card to use. Okay, charge counters that we can remove to copy stuff. Brick counters. Alright, Pyramid of the Pantheon's fucking dope. Astral Cornucopia is fucking dope. Yeah, I think this is actually a really good example to draw, especially if you are trying to make this deck to play better within the politics of your table. A very important concept in understanding the vibe of a commander deck is playing a very good card and then playing a supremely bad card does not average out into the deck feeling medium. Just doesn't work. You can have heavy hitters. You can have big finishers. You can have your favorite card in the deck that is the most exciting. But if we're trying to make the deck feel like it's less of a try-hard deck, playing an outright terrible life gain card followed up by an extra turn engine does not smash together and then go like, oh yeah, this is like a 6 out of 10. Right? We can't play a 1 out of 10 card and then a 10 out of 10 card and just say that it all comes out in the wash. And so I actually like Magistrate Scepter the least out of this section, even though it's probably the best card, just based on what you've told me the intent of this deck is. If the intent is to feel like we are spiking the table less, this is 100% the card that would get played in like the bracket 2 or bracket 3 game, and they would be like, oh, that's bullshit. Like, especially if, I think if you have Ichor-Moon Gauntlet, 2 Planeswalkers on board, your commander, and this, you have infinite turns. No, Caradivar, you don't have to sell me on the mini life gain. This is a dumb and stupid card that might gain you like 20 life over the course of a game. That's perfect. I'm going after this. I'm going after the good card right now. It's a 5-card infinite. Hey, I realize, not that good. It doesn't matter if the infinite's good or not when we're trying to beat the spike allegations. If we end up taking infinite turns, we have lost that game. That's what I mean. And so right now we have like Pyramid of the Pantheon. Pyramid of the Pantheon, fucking hilarious. Funny ass card. The upside if you break it with Proliferate is like you have a good mana rock. That's perfect. That's the exact type of payoff we want, where we're like, hey, look at this really bad card. I've built my deck well, and so this really bad card becomes like pretty good. Pretty good. So you need to spend 2 mana to get the first brick counter, but if you could then proliferate, you would go, I have spent 3 mana and tapped this artifact to get a mana rock that taps for 3. That's pretty neat. That will make your table go like, oh, that is clever. I think the same goes for like Golem Foundry. Is like, ooh, I get some blockers. Hell yeah. Dope. Even Titan Forge, like, I have to spend a lot of mana to get the first charge counter on, and then I can get some big boys to beat you to death. Hell yeah, that's cute. Transmogrifying Wand and Lux Cannon, the hoes are going to be a little bit mad, but I don't think there's any deck that you could ever play that wouldn't make them a little bit upset. Contagion Engine is fucked up and evil, but I think is the appropriate level of fucked up and evil. I don't like Kazmina. I don't think this payoff is good enough for how stinky Planeswalkers are. I think the same is true of Tezzeret. I would probably, but that's again, I'm biased and I'm recommending you move away from the colorless spam gameplay to begin with. I would recommend that you move towards I'm playing like a mono blue +1/+1 counter tempo deck, and my proliferation is what gets me a relevant board state. We don't need wizard class. You could Essence Flux. Kappa Cannoneer would be fucked up and good. Ooh, Sword of Truth and Justice. Another proliferate engine that will get counters on your guys. Oh my god, yes. Yes, hold on. Wait a minute. Yeah, fuck the $30 sword. Show me the 25-cent Myojin, in which I will proliferate their indestructible counters and copy all my permanent spells over and over and over. Like, this is god-awful, and you need all the really big and bad mana rocks to cast this, but that's funny as fuck. Yeah, I have a Myojin with 3 indestructible counters on it. I cast Metalwork Colossus and copy it 9 times. I think Silent Hall Creeper would be very solid for this. You could even run 20-toed Toad. Nadir Kraken is good, but very normal. Oh shit, you can play the Pip-Boy. Oh no, it's from Fallout, so it costs money. Here's the Planeswalker you get to play. He's a little expensive, but if you want to play a Planeswalker, this guy fits into what you want to do. And if they let you proliferate, if you want to proliferate 1 million times, you do actually have a big scary ultimate you can use to kill one player effectively. Ooh, Ingenious Prodigy is now a card draw engine, a manaless card draw engine in your proliferate deck. We don't need Luxor, we don't need Giada's Gift. You could do Jite stuff. You could do Toothy, Imaginary Friend. You could do Dika shit. This is all stuff with +1/+1 counters on it. So if I was trying to convince, that's going to be the bulk of my recommendations for trying to convince my pod that I can be trusted to build a deck again. If I wanted to build this deck is honest in the sense that it is going to win via an accumulation of onboard resources, and you can interrupt me, and the biggest plays I can make are a lot of big dumb setup plays. That's how you do it. And then you can keep in the infect because you're a rat bastard. You can keep in these like draw cards and proliferate spells because you do need proliferation. But then you can actually like be relevant in the game instead of twiddling your thumbs in the corner until you're ready to kind of like soft combo people. Like this hand we cannot keep. What are we gonna land drop into Astral Cornucopia? Land drop into a poison counter card and have everybody just point the guns at us sideways? Do we mulligan down? Hell yeah. Preordain. Scry 2. I don't like either of these. Bottom, draw a card. I don't even know what my man is doing here, but alright. Turn 2. I don't know. I fucking Warpman Quantum Riddler. Turn 3. I play my go-to proliferation engine. I don't really have anything to proliferate, which is understandable. I can play, my only play here is Tekuthal, who now if I proliferate twice, but again, nothing to proliferate. Next turn. All right, now we have our first thing. We have to cast instants and sorceries. So we adaptive training post. We brainstorm. We get a charge counter on. I'll Mishra's Bauble because I'm so fucking artifact pilled. I swing. I will assume at least one of my opponents doesn't have flyers. I get to proliferate twice. Woo! But now all we really get for it is if I want to, I can double counterspell you now. Oh, sorry. And I'll sack Mishra's Bauble, so I get one extra card, which is another land. So now I can Ugin. If I tap out for it. Comes in with 4, but now the upside of my proliferate strategy is I have a fair amount of repeatable removal. I go to combat, I proliferate twice. I probably downtick Ugin by 3 to remove something. So it's turn 6. I have basically no board presence. I'm holding this guy up as an indestructible blocker, and I'm telling the table every turn I'm going to blow up one of your permanents. When do I do the funny charge counter thing? in approximately 5 business days. How dare you ask me something like that? We can take some of the charge counters off trading post, not even this turn, but next turn, to make Tekuthal indestructible. We don't have the mana for this guy yet. He's down to 9. We can Soul of New Phyrexia. We do 4 mana. 4 mana, we get a 6/6. Or I guess we could have brought Riddler back, but I think that's effectively the same kind of thing we're doing here. We go to combat, it's turn 7. We hope nobody has put flyers up. Proliferate. Exile the top card face down. Astral Cornucopia. And we get a 2/2. And then we downtick again. Oh no, we upticked. So we make a decision about whether we uptick or downtick. But this is very... not a lot is happening. And the things that are going to allow a lot to happen are, I think, cards that are not going to... what we want to do is introduce pressure, right? We don't want to go... here, we're going to MS Paint. Let's talk about the ideal casual threat profile. Because what this deck is doing is like, my friends are telling me that I play things that are too spiky. They're telling me I play decks that are too strong. I need to bring my threat level down. And you've done that by going like this. I'm going to keep it nice and low. And then if I ever assemble the 4 or 5 correct cards, you're totally fucked. Objectively, this solves your problem. We have brought down our threat profile for most of the game, and we still have an opportunity to win. In my personal experience, this type of threat profile still feels pretty bad. What we want to do, if we want people to be like, oh yeah, that was a satisfying deck to play against, is we want something that just kind of builds steadily. The decks are less likely to win, but if we're building a deck as a punishment because our playgroup is angry at us, I think winning is probably the secondary priority there. And that is why I'm so big on recommending these +1/+1 counter cards and the cuter stuff like Ingenious Prodigy, the stuff like Danny Pink, the stuff like Silent Hall Creeper, using Essence Flux as a protection card. These are all things where you get to be like, look, synergy that is good, but not that good. And then you get to hit that dumb motherfucker for 5. That'll also work really well with some of the Edge of Eternity's cards you want to play, like... oh, yeah, we have them. Like, guess who loves your +1/+1 counter proliferate deck? Starwinder. You get a relatively wide board of guys who all have like, ooh, I'm a 3/3, ooh, I'm a 4/4, and I fly, or I'm unblockable. Pick up your deck, dog. Pick up your deck, thank me later. And you definitely have space to do this alongside some of the weirder counters, right? You can do some weird shit. You can play the bad life gain card. You can play fucking Titan Forge. You can play Pyramid of the Pantheon. But the stuff that moves us forward should not be things that feel like you went from 10 miles an hour to 100 miles an hour immediately. It should feel like, all right, man's got in, got his damage, earned his counter, passed his turn. Tight. I can deal with that. It also lets you run less played protection spells like Change of Plans. I have this in my VV deck, and it is quite fun. Connive is going to let you put a counter on each of your creatures. Phasing out lets you duck basically all removal in the game. You can just kind of get stunted on, you know, if anybody else has a turn to swing at you. Ripples of Potential. Do we play it? I think in the deck I'm recommending, yes. In the version of the deck I am recommending, 100% Ripples is good. Because right now we have this odd smattering of like, okay, some of these cards, I know this is a good blue card. Excellent. Some of these cards, this is a devastating card to proliferate. Some of these cards, this is a nothing whatever card to do anything with. Some of these cards, I think he cute. I think he cute as fuck. And I think you would benefit a lot from tunneling that focus down. But I do like the Lulu pick. Oh yeah, and then Insight Engine is crazy. I didn't even talk about this because I was like, this one's so obviously good. This is so obviously good that of course you're running it. But yeah, Insight Engine you can also pack in here, and it'll be a pretty good time. So I'm putting, this is Squirrel from Ice Age type beat, 100%. Jace Arcane Strategist is a go-to for the other bad Jace are too slow. This is perfect. This is doo-doo ass. And if you get anybody with this, nobody can argue you did not earn it. This is beautiful. Whatever neurons were firing in your brain when you found this dumb motherfucker, keep firing. Poop from a butt, as Little Big John says, and it's exactly what you need. We need a fecal matter transfer stat. I think this is a Planeswalker deck card and also a this deck card. Because late game, if we get to proliferate this guy a lot with our wide board, he provides some version of overrun. And until then, he's a bad draw engine and a bad 1/1 counter engine. It's actually perfect. It's actually perfect. It's terrible. It's terrible, no good. I don't like Foundations Kaito. This is too much like generic tempo advantage without playing without playing too much into our theme. No, yeah, Cardivar, I promise you, if you play like Arcane Cornucopia, proliferate it, and then tap it for the mana to play Jace Arcane Strategist, everybody's gonna be like, holy shit, he's based. Holy shit, those cards are so terrible. You've healed. You've healed. If I want to be a little evil, can I still use Sage of Hours? Okay, I'll investigate this genuinely. You are a rat bastard, though. If you are trying to convince your pod that you're better now, anything that says extra turns on it is going to be a little bit difficult. However, compared to Magistrate's Scepter, way better. You have to do a lot to get extra turns out of this guy. Or you have to do a lot more than Magistrate's Scepter to get an extra turn out of this guy. So you could try it. For sure. This can be your one, like, incredibly fucked up and evil card. I might be a rat, but I gotta remember the gutter I crawled out from. Fair. I accept it. I think this one is fair enough. Yeah, it's hard to protect. It's a super shitty creature. It's going to be very difficult to build up to counters that get you extra turns. You're probably only getting one extra turn out of this guy. Like, you're not going to be able to chain extra turns with him as easily as you are the Scepter. Um, yeah, for sure. We do not do Blitzball Stadium for sure. Well, right, Voice of Madness, but we can't proliferate 2 times at least per turn. If we can proliferate again, which is different from we can proliferate 2 times a turn every turn all the time. We have some things that proliferate on combat damage. We don't have that many. Is Etheric Amplifier. Cope. Hard cope. No, no, no. Good lord. Sorry, we laid out an ant trap, and so now they're super active because they're attracted to the trap, I believe. Oh yeah, it's getting freaky. Why is Blitzball Stadium bad? It's not terrible. We just aren't focused on having a lot of different types of counters on our creatures. So this is like, it's a way to get the first counter on, which isn't horrible. I don't think we're that hard up for it. And then it's 3 mana. If I hit you, I draw 1, probably. If you're doing like Bant, if you're doing Bant unique counters, or really any type of, I'm going to have a lot of different unique counters, it gets a lot better very quickly. Because you can cast it for like 2 mana and then try to begin using it as a card draw engine, but like it's cute. It's not that good. All right, so Kerdavar, thank you for submitting. We are going to go to the manual ad break. Will the real boot.dev please stand up? I'm confused, alarmed. They're not here. I don't know what's happening. Oh yeah, if you're playing Indominus Rex. If you're playing an Indominus Rex deck, you are teaching that dinosaur to play Blitzball instantly. You are teaching this dinosaur how to play Blitzball tomorrow. I hope it's the right day. Pretty sure it is. I told them Saturday. Let me double check. Yeah, it's supposed to be today. All right. I'm going to hit the manual ad break. Maybe they show up tomorrow. I mean, we're streaming tomorrow, so that would be okay. I'm going to hit the manual ad break, stretch my jaw, and we'll see what's what. I'm not certain we're doing another, but perhaps. I want to make you guys. I want to make you guys stare at him. Stare at the baby boy. Hello, ladies.
Hello, sweet lady.
Guys, they're both purring. We might be busy here for a minute, guys. They're both purring. Oh my. Meow Mix Cathawk, thank you for gifting a tier 1 sub to Autism. Welcome to Dog Heaven. And Xanthus King Jeremiah, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the Dog Home. It is criminal that we don't have a cat cam, Jay. I would ask you to consider that my computer currently cannot handle streaming to TikTok while we do this. Okay. Here's how we're going to handle this. Duckshot, thank you for the Prime sub of the 7th month in a row. Bootadev's not here. My agency told me to schedule it around them having somebody in chat. So I'm going to do what I typically do, and we're not going to do it without them here. And I will reach out to them, and we may have another bonus stream this coming week in which we get it handled. Yeah, and we'll figure that out. So for the free roast raffles, Cramped, the stream technically isn't sponsored. What they did was they purchased a deck roast at the corporate level, not through Ko-Fi, but they reached out to my agents and were like, we would like Malltown to review a deck. And so the sponsored bit is there's going to be a like long form YouTube video about the deck that they have sent in that will have a typical like sponsor ad read. But what I did was because they paid me a bunch of money to do this, is I was like, if I'm going to stream it anyway, I might as well have boot.dev pay it forward and have it operate as like, this is the thing I was doing for money for the day. That like I organize my days around, have I done something to take care of my physical body? Have I done something to take care of my finances? Have I done something to take care of my creative spirit? And so this was going to be the thing that took care of my finances today. And so I was like, I was taking care of my finances for the day. We can do a stream in which we just do a bunch of free deck roasts, because I know the deck roasts are relatively expensive. So what we're going to do, because I do not want to end before 4 p.m., because that will almost certainly get me in trouble, in case they do show up right at the end, we're going to do one more free roast raffle with the understanding you are getting lightning rounded. We are not going to speak at length. I'm going to yell. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say bad. I'm going to say wrong a lot. Out of curiosity, if I wanted a deck roast and don't really need input, just wanted to be made fun of, is that viable? Very. It's actually one of... Nico, put Freako away. Put Freako away. No, ma'am. It's actually one of the things I ask on the intake form is, do you want me to make this deck better, or do you want me to just be mean to you? Into the Breach this coming week? Yes, for sure. Hello, Lumberjack Shaggy. Thank you for the 10 stream streak. I appreciate you coming to the dog park today. Are Nico and Freako like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? Yes. Freako is what I call Nico when she tries to nurse at her sister's nipples, which she tries to do daily at this point, which is just awesome. Just plumb great. No. No, Freako. You're still in prison. You're still in prison. Yeah, Bleep Blooperson. Oh, you were doing the adult version of Stretch Your Jaw. Yeah, I have very bad jaw pain.
Hi, little kitty. Hi, little kitty.
What happens if every marble dies? Can we make fun of mono green? Then I just make you guys watch me play TFT again. All right, you have 70 more seconds to enter. Exclamation point play in Twitch chat will get you entered into the lightning round marble raffle, in which we will spend like 10 minutes just crashing out on whatever you have created.
Who's your baby?
What is TFT? TFT is Team Fight Tactics. It is a auto battler for League of Legends. How do I know if I'm in? Dave, if you type exclamation point play a second time and your name doesn't appear up here, you're in. No, Freako. No, Freako.
That's a bad freako. You gotta stay.
J2 Phoenix, thank you very much for the Prime sub for the 5th month in a row. Welcome back to the dog home. All right, 3 seconds remain. This cat is definitely going to escape my lap and go after her sister. 98 event, well, really 97 because I entered. All right, Humboldt, Shambo, Dirty, and Big Boo already dead. LG Knight is our early winner. And they are getting out to a pretty aggressive lead. Top 10 has no VIPs, as God wills. IG Knight is going fucking crazy. All right, and now they're going back to slowing down. And now they're going the wrong way. Tremendous job. Average bracket 2 gameplay right now. Hi, Freako. All right, it is now Kyrakuto. Oh, it's Shark Flynn who has taken over first place. Skinny has fucked both of them, allowing Jostro to take the lead. They're going relatively quickly, but have just been stopped by some barrels. They're both female, Azadun. Here comes a mortar shot. Oh, it's going the right way for a moment, but no longer. They have a pretty healthy lead. The rest of the field is beginning to catch up, but they have a couple seconds to figure out their momentum. Oh, here they go. Ducking some barrels. Ducking. Ah, now they're fucked. Now they're fucked. Goodbye. Goodbye, loser. We're on to Rap PDT now. Sir. Ma'am. No, ma'am. Hey Mauled, Brea player from Thanksgiving week, wanted to say thank you for the recommendations for my non-creature token deck. It is definitely doing more clue and food stuff. I had a great time and wanted to let you know. Thank you, Keiki Eater. I'm very happy to hear that. And if anything I recommended didn't work out, right? If you had a good time overall, but there were a couple cards where you're like, ah, these still fucking sucked, please let me know about that too. But thank you so much for stopping by and telling me you enjoyed the suggestions. No. No. All right, seems good. Oh, it's Gorilla Azul. Oh, and we're at the finish line. Will Gorilla dodge the last mortar shot? Yes, they do. They make it in. They get killed after the fact, but they have made it through. Yeah, Rat, you were holding first for a little while. It looks like Autism has not repeated their trend of being a bridesmaid. It is Gorilla Azul, followed by Little Big John, followed by Sky Beast Seth. And that is the top 3.
Nico, you gotta stop, lady.
That's not appropriate. It's not appropriate. Wow, 17th. That's crazy. I got almost the exact same spot every time. Let's check wall. Goth Girl, yeah, you got 51st. You got 56th, Nikki Naki. Skinny, did you survive? 68th. MMX, you got 36th. RAR, you got 33rd. Serial, 32nd. Rat, you did. You got 50th. Melon, you did. Let's see who died. That might be a short list. The only people who died: Meow Mix Cathawk, Versalt, Cramped, Kernso, Humboldt, Dirty, Big Boo, and the Dr. Shamu. Everybody else lived. So what's that? 8 people died? Yeah, 8 people died. Scorpio, if you were not in the list of names I just called out, you lived. Essex, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. I appreciate that generosity. Gorilla, yes, you can submit an unfinished deck. I do want you to know we're going to put like 10 or 15 minutes on the clock for this deck. So whatever suggestions I recommend are going to be like straight off the dome, not that deep. You will have no opportunity to have a dialogue with me. I will just be like, I sentence you to 8 illegal copies of the Buster Sword. But yes, you can for sure submit an unfinished deck, and I will tell you what you are missing.
Hey, baby girl. Hey, baby girl. Who's so precious?
Who's so precious? DY for your advice the other day, Mauled. You'll be glad to know Elish Norn now lives in a vehicles deck for good and thoughtful reasons. That's fucking hilarious.
Who's a baby?
Yeah, making cuts is also within the wheelhouse. Bleepy, I can do anything. I can make no changes and just make fun of you. I can take a deck that is over capacity and tell you which of your darlings you need to tell to look at the pretty flowers. If you have a deck under capacity, I can tell you what you're missing. Whatever you want. Reminder to everybody, since this is probably going to be the last deck we do today, thank you all for being here. I like doing these very, very much, and casual self-shill, the more viewers I get, the more subs we get overall, the more of these I will do. I like to, frankly, in some ways, these end up being more fun than the paid ones because there's less pressure, right? I enjoy doing the free raffles very, very much, because if I just call you a shithead and tell you to run the Buster Sword, whatever. You didn't spend $70. I got to give $69 worth of performance every time I do a paid one, and I'm still putting forth my best effort, and I still enjoy the theatrics of that, but I would be lying if I said the pressure did not impact me at all. And so, if you enjoyed watching today, please come back and watch the streams more. The more viable it is for me to stream as the business side of this, the more I'll do it. I like it very much. If you didn't like it, yeah, whatever. Hey, don't come back. I apologize. But only so if you enjoyed it, we'll be live again tomorrow. We're live most days of the week from noon to 4. Combat Robot, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Welcome to the dog home. And if you have disposable income you want to throw at twunks on the internet, or you have Amazon Prime subs, the more we can crowdfund these. I should actually, you know what I should do? I should make a sub goal for free deck review stream, because that's really what That's really what it's about. Is it's like, have I made enough money that I can spend a day just yelling that won't make me more money? Seems good. Thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home. I appreciate that generosity very, very much. Dexon, Dear Maldhound. Serial designation. Thank you for the 2 months at Prime. Welcome back to the dog home. Intended to be spooky, scary. I wanted the idea of this deck to be giving everyone shit tons of card draw, then hide in a bunker so I don't have to deal with the consequences of my actions while drowning the table in Eldrazi. At some point I got lost in the sauce and forgot to make room for lands. 76 cards in the deck, 5 lands, so that's 29. So when you said unfinished, you meant overfinished. What? Hold on. All right, 10 minutes on the clock. Let's count the vine booms. Boom number 1, you're in Azorius. Hold on. All right. Bestowers of extra card draw. Boom number 2, you're in Group Hug. We have fucking quaint. All right, at least we have the caked up Kami. Wheel and Deal. Holy fucking shit. I have never seen this card in my life. I have seen this one, though. And I have never done anything but scream the moment it resolves. Breaking... No, I have to move faster. Hey, great news for you, Gorilla. I have your first cut. Fucking Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce. All right, we have a couple counter spells, not even that many. Dog, you can't. What do you mean you got carried away and you couldn't figure out? Right, this is also, by the way, I want to point out how futile it is to counterspell people in a deck where the premise is I let you draw half your library. They're gonna cast something else. Am I crazy? Brother, you're not... All right, you are not objectively wrong to play this card. You are just spiritually wrong to play this card. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up right now. We don't have any lands in the deck yet, man. We have like 5 lands, and the 5 lands that are in there as a utility land. You are a rat bastard. All right, I see what we want to do. Emotional support. Where's the infinite? Where is it? Do we have... Jesus, 26 Eldra... So that's the deck, huh? So that's the deck. That's what we're... You know, I think this is better than the average control deck, at least. Not by much, but it's better than the average control deck. Okay, so let's... I'm trying to decide if infinite mana is acceptable when you're spending that infinite mana on Blightsteel, Colossus, and Kozilek. I doubt it, but... Okay, so let's talk about what the problems are with this deck. Starting with you as a person. Gorilla, do you typically play green? Because this is a green-ass Azorius. Wowza. That is a mana cityscape. There is certainly a curve to it. A medically unnecessary one. I do not... What do you typically play? Because this is a fucking monstrosity. Oh, of course. We still need Soul Ring. Yes, we do. Of course we do. Of course we need Soul Ring. Alright. At the beginning of each player's draw step, they play 2 cards. Okay. Let's talk about priorities and why you're bad at math. Stuff like Font of Mythos and Temple Bell. Mostly dog shit. You do not intend to play tempo. The only mana discount that matters for you is like 6 or more. What a lot of Heliod decks intend to do is I'm going to be really annoying, and I'm going to out tempo you by always having flash, and I can always play. That makes Spell Pierce even more abhorrent to me. We're playing a bunch of counter spells that we cannot cost reduce or can only cost reduce by 1 in the deck that's meant to be, oh, what if I got 10 mana off everything I did? But anyway, returning to the main point. So stuff like Font of Mythos, this is just you fluffing people. Don't do that. You're Azorius. You're not going to trick them. I know I talk about Gaslight, Gatekeep, Girl Boss. If you are able to successfully convince somebody that your Heliod the Radiant Dawn deck is not bullshit, you should not be playing Magic against that person. You should be calling a hospital to get them a live-in nurse. I would be amazed if they could feed themselves without assistance, if it is not their first Commander game ever. And if it is, you will need the live-in nurse after I get you. So yeah, Nick has the right of it. The stuff we can do to actually break parity, because the only thing that matters is stuff like Teferi's Puzzle Box. We need you to fully wheel, right? I need to flash in Windfall. I need to flash in Days Undoing. I don't like Scrawling Crawler. I don't like Temple Bell. I don't like Font of Mythos. I don't like Quain. I don't like Kami. I don't like Howling Mine. I would like it if we were trying to do tempo stuff. But what I dislike about it is that it's never going to quite do enough to let us play any of the important pieces that we actually enjoy. So in actuality, Rewind and Unwind are probably the better spells in this deck. Let's see, we have Jace's Archivist. And if you want to play stuff that is like this, we should just be digging in our deck for the pieces that actually matter. Because Font of Mythos, we don't need to Rule of Law. If we're playing Eldrazi, we can actually let people go a little bit freaky on it, because we're going to be freakier. I don't care what you're doing. I'm the hentai army. I'm winning that confrontation. I'm chill. So I would recommend that the yeah, baby girl, what's up? The stuff that is like mostly a one-off should change into like the stock-ups of the world. Because your opponents are always going to draw like one card a turn. But like stock up, consult the star chart, drawn from dreams. Because I don't think you really care about resolving Scrawling Crawler. I think you care about resolving Teferi's Puzzle Box and then Ulamog. And if that is a correct argument, this bullshit gotta go. I think you can also potentially weft walking. I don't know about that. That one's a little. Yeah? What's up, baby? Do you also hate this deck? Have they also built it wrong? Don't weft walk. You will be punished. And not in a fun way. Weft walking would not be fun. One, doesn't draw our opponents any cards. Two, just lets our opponents free cast. This is another card where all we do is fluff everybody at the table. And then we hope that it passes to us and we get to Omniscience. Like at that point, we should just play Omniscience. I don't think it is funny silly. This is like win conless group hug, which is the antithesis of what I think is funny silly. But Eldrazi for free? Right, I'm gonna blow your fucking mind. I'm a crazy man. I'm a crazy man who can't be stopped. These are fine, if incredibly cowardly. But what I would recommend more than counter spells is like one-sided board wipes. I don't know what's going to count as that one-sided board wipe for you, because white typically cares about killing stuff that has big power rather than little power. But if you're giving, especially if you maintain the terrible, terrible course of giving everybody a shitload of cards every turn instead of just giving them a big surge of cards when you're ready to do Eldrazi, your 5 counterspells are not going to matter. Your Eldrazi are going to matter more. Your Aether Gale, baby. This is what you need. Austere Command, baby. Only the cheap stuff. Big boys stick around. Big boys. To me. I don't think Fated Clash. And that's time. Absolutely fucking terrible. Criminal misunderstanding of how mana works, of how tempo works, of how card advantage works. But tremendously good understanding of how certain types of hentai work. We're putting you here. You got a bad heart, though. I wish you the worst of luck in making this deck work. Those are my suggestions to you. Thank you for sharing it with us. All right, that's going to be it for today. Boot.dev is not here. I'm going to reach out to them via my agency, and we may get another bonus stream this coming week where we actually sort this out. So thank you all for being here. Thank you to everybody who followed, subscribed, cheered bits today. I appreciate every last one of you. Don't drop the weaker Eldrazi. The Eldrazi are critical to this. You need every single one of those idiots. The real deal, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. I have in my possession 2 special edition collector boosters from Lord of the Rings set. How should I get rid of them? I'm not sure. A creator like Ben Bateman might know more about that. I do no buying and selling. I do none of it. All right, I will see you all tomorrow for paid deck roast. That is also when deck roasts for the coming week go on sale. We're going to raid into Beard Princess. Hit them with the Bald Kai rant. Thank you all for being here. We'll see you tomorrow. And please remember to stay toxic. YouTube, that's just going to be it for us, but I appreciate you being here. And I hope one day we can figure out how to get you guys directly entered in the raffle. See you tomorrow.